Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Harry Edward Styles is an English singer-songwriter and actor, and he is best known for being the lead singer of One Direction. Y'all remember the boy band that was created and manufactured by Simon Cowell. One Direction became one of the biggest bands to come out of the UK since the Beatles and since Take That. Harry was born on February 1st of 1994. Yes, yo. Harry is an Aquarius. Now, we already went over Aquarius men in part 1. Y'all remember Taylor Lautner was also an Aquarius. Let's take a look at how Taylor and Harry met, because these two were a very unlikely match. I would have never pieced these two together, to be quite honest with you. Prior to Harry, we saw that she had only dated American men. I guess sis got tired of ripping and running throughout the United States. Sis tried older men, younger men, they just wasn't doing it for her. She said, F them American boys, I'm gonna go across the pond to the UK, pip pip cheerio, and try to find my man. So now she done went to Harry. Taylor and Harry met backstage for the first time at the Kids' Choice Awards on May 31st of 2012. So according to People magazine, the pair reportedly first crossed paths backstage at the 2012 Kids' Choice Awards, where Swift and close pal Selena Gomez were spotted dancing and singing along as One Direction performed their hit, What Makes You Beautiful. Now on September 6th of 2012, Taylor and Harry, they both performed at the MTV Video Music Awards. Sparks may or may not have been flying when Swift and Styles each took the stage at the 2012 VMAs, where swooshy-haired Styles performed alongside the rest of One Direction, and the newly single Swift performed her breakup anthem, We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, red flag. So, I mean, sis, I understand you were doing your job and you were performing and whatnot, but it is extremely ironic that she was still talking about Jake Gyllenhaal here when her and Harry got together. So, of course, she wasn't over it. On November 17th of 2012, these two, they sparked romance rumors. So the pair's relationship seemed to go in a new direction when Styles paid Swift a visit during the X Factor rehearsals ahead of her performance on the show. The original British version of the singing competition series is where One Direction first formed 2 years earlier. Swift and Styles were spotted getting cozy by onlookers, who told people that they weren't shy about showing PDA. He was smiling at her while she rehearsed. When she was done, he jumped up on stage, picked her up, put her over his shoulder, and carried her off stage, said the source. The whole crew was really surprised, and y'all know Taylor loved that. She loved the romance stuff, so she was done. This is the type of love story that Taylor has been waiting for, so you know how hot bungy she was from that moment on. She was pressed to be with Harry. The young singers were also spotted by X Factor host Mario Lopez, who confirmed Styles' presence at rehearsal on his 104.3 My FM radio show, noting that he saw the musicians hand in hand. So yeah, they was together. Now on December 3rd of 2012, y'all know that's her birthday month, Taylor Swift and Harry Styles are spotted on a date in Central Park. Interesting, because remember, she was in Brooklyn with Jake, and now she's in Central Park with Harry. She done upgraded, but you know, Brooklyn is gentrified now, so I guess it's the same thing. Now, a few weeks later, the duo's love story began in earnest when they were spotted on a date fit for a T-Swift love song, an afternoon at the Central Park Zoo in New York City. The new couple were all smiles as they walked around together and later met up with friends. Then, on December 6th of 2012, they were spotted smooching. Now, following their park date and late night karaoke session, the pair were spotted for the third time in 1 week at a pal's birthday party at New York's Crosby Hotel. On December 13, 2012, Taylor and Harry celebrate her birthday in England. Now, remember, Jake done ruined her birthday the year before. Now, Harry made up for it, and he showed up to her birthday party to ring in the All Too Well singer's 23rd birthday. Red flag, people, y'all are messy. Remember, All Too Well is a song she wrote for Jake Gyllenhaal, and that's when she mentioned that he stood her up on her birthday. And look at how they put that song right in here. These people are terrible. The young couple jetted off to northern England, where they were spotted holding hands while out and about on a romantic stroll. Styles appeared to introduce Swift to his mom, who was photographed feeding birds alongside the couple. Okay, I don't know what was going on here. Why wasn't she talking to you, Taylor? What's going on here? Why was she just feeding birds? Now, in December of 2012, they hit the slopes during a Park City getaway. As the pair's romance heated up, they spent the holidays cooling down on the snowy slopes of Park City, Utah. So they go back and forth between the UK and America. All right, I guess. Where they enjoyed a ski trip over Christmas. Okay, Harry, so not only did he spend her birthday with her, but he also spent Christmas with her. Okay, that's pretty serious for a man, especially a man of his stature.
Harry, apparently you've been texting Taylor Swift. True or false? dramatic pause. I like it.
We met in America.
What are your thoughts on Taylor?
Sorry?
How's Taylor?
What are your thoughts on Halo? What are your thoughts on Halo? What's your take on it? I don't know.
How's that going? It's good.
I think it's hilarious that it's such big news because is that not the obvious thought process? No.
And a lot of after party, little partying. I know that they had a picture last night. You were out partying with Taylor and tweeted out a photo.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, I went for a drink with Ed and yeah, some friends. It was good.
Got Pat snogging. This is good.
Nice.
This is good. It's like that card.
Oh yeah, it's like then when you fold the thing over.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taylor Swift. Well, me and Louis have girlfriends.
Yeah?
We did.
Sir, single Pringles.
What are you looking for in a girl?
It's a difficult question. What can you look for in a girl? Just someone who's nice, really, and just fun to be around. I don't know. It just kind of happens, doesn't it?
R.I.P. Liam. It's very, very tragic that he is no longer here with us. Rest in peace.
And heard, if you go out looking, you'll never find. You have to wait for it to come to you.
Another one.
Mine's gonna get it.
I think just someone that you have fun with.
As people reported at the time, the vacation soon turned into an epic double date when they were joined by pop's other major power couple of the era, Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez. They were double dating with Justin and Selena. All right, now we know why they didn't work out. Okay, let's continue. December 31st, 2012. Taylor and Harry Styles share a New Year's Eve kiss in Times Square. He spent her birthday with her, Christmas, and New Year's. You did all that with Taylor's old crazy ass. You already know what time it is. I don't think Harry's aware that sis is going to be on him and stick to him like Velcro. So we can only predict that this is the beginning of the end right here.
Pink, Taylor Swift, Rihanna.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Niall, what do you sing in the shower or car?
Oh. Or both.
I'm sure us girls would love to know.
Oh. In the car, it's usually We Are Never Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. And in the shower, it's We Are Never Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift.
That's the same song.
I know. That's why I thought it was funny.
That's awesome. Okay, so Louis, what's your favorite music to listen to while on tour? Just don't say Taylor Swift because that's Niall's.
Yeah, and anything John Mayer's always good when.
Red flag. What's his name again? I'm sorry. Niall and the other one. I'm so sorry. I didn't know y'all names. But this one right here, he like to play games. Notice how the other one said, oh yeah, we're never getting back together, talking about Jake Gyllenhaal, and then this one talking about John Mayer. So obviously, Harry was talking to his bandmates and telling them about Taylor Swift's whole history. See, sis, this is why you shouldn't have said anything in your songs, because now look at them making fun of you. You got these British men, these Brits, making fun of your American ass. Back on the East Coast, the two shared a kiss at midnight in Times Square after her performance on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest. December 2012, Taylor and Harry Styles go on a Caribbean vacation. Next up, a New Year's getaway to the Caribbean where the couple cozied up at a resort in the British Virgin Islands. Fans were delighted to spot the megastars who happily posed for photos during their trip. January 4th, Taylor Swift leaves the Caribbean alone, sparking split rumors. I done told y'all it was coming. I knew it. Because he done spent too many holidays with her. She's clingy. As soon as she gets locked in, it's over with. Rumors of trouble in paradise began when Swift was spotted leaving the Caribbean alone while Styles stayed behind and paid a visit to Richard Branson's private island. Not him going to this island. I don't know what's on that island, but Taylor was not having it. Swift was seen sitting solo on a boat outside of Customs while Styles was photographed with Branson and others in a hot tub. He was with other chicks, y'all. I already done knew it. So this is the second man who has broken up with her after Christmas. This is sad, y'all. I'm not even trying to make fun of her. This is very sad. January 7th of 2013, they broke up. A source soon confirmed to People that Swift and Styles, they called them Haler, they had indeed split following their Caribbean getaway. While their romance had seemed hot and heavy, a source close to Swift told People of the relationship no one is taking it seriously. You sure? Because she was sitting solo on a boat while he was in a hot tub. Okay, all right. That's the story I want to tell. August 25th of 2013, Taylor Swift and Harry Styles attend the MTV Video Music Awards separately.
It's just awesome. I also want to thank the person who inspired this song, who knows exactly who he is, because now I got one of these. Thank you so much.
Red flag, here she go. Sis is out here throwing shots on the stage. Y'all know he was there too? I done told y'all sis likes to nuck and puck. Do not let her innocent demeanor fool you. Sis is a menace. She's the type of person, you go low, she gonna take it to hell. So now she done put Harry on Front Street in front of all them folks. At the VMAs on top of that. All right, just remember that.
Horn were like giggling and laughing. They didn't know what to do. Chloe, it was so embarrassing. It was sorry.
Let me tell you, this is the face of a man who's turned on. Because you know what? That's why they kept spinning the block so many times. He's like, oh, did she really just put me out there in front of all my friends and all of my business partners and all of my peers? Oh, I love that. Okay, let me go and holler at Taylor backstage. She looks like the type that likes a feisty woman. But the problem is, Taylor's crazy. But it looks like he liked the crazy for a bit because he was around for a long time. This still image right here is sending me. Zayn is drinking his water. Look at Wiz Khalifa looking like a fly with them damn glasses. Oh my goodness, who's that next to him? Okay, I don't know any of these folks. Hold up, is that Juicy J?
Picture last night you were out partying with Taylor and tweeted out a photo?
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, I went for a drink with Ed and yeah, some friends. It was good.
All right. What parties did you hit? Where'd you go?
We went to P. Diddy's and Jay-Z's party.
Red flag, Liam. Rest in peace, you know, so I'm not gonna do too much on you, but this is not good for the optics. What were you doing with Diddy? Diddy's name coming out of Liam's mouth was not on my bingo card.
Your eyes. He's telling a lot when I didn't even say anything.
I'm just stood there thinking I'm boring. I didn't go to a party, so I was thinking, no, I hope it doesn't ask me. Yeah.
You didn't need to go to that party. Stay boring, whoever you are. I don't know your name. I just know these three over here. I'm sorry, I don't know these two here. But you guys are very talented. I love your song When the Night Changes. That's one of my favorite One Direction songs. Very talented.
Can I ask you, Taylor accepting your speech last night, kind of, I guess, joking, messing around with you a little bit, or what?
She's talking about now.
All right. She likes a joke, so.
How was it about you?
Yeah. I like a joke as much as the next guy, so it's all good.
Okay.
Months after their highly publicized breakup, the A-listers reunited for the first time at the 2013 MTV VMAs at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, though they kept their distance. Did she cry in the bathroom this time? All right. October 27th of 2014, Taylor Swift releases 1989, which fans speculate was inspired by her newly single life. Fans were quick to decode the album's lyrics in an attempt to gauge which songs could have been inspired by her relationship with Styles, and ultimately landed on Style, partly due to its title and Out of the Woods, among others. Okay, we're gonna believe the Swifties because they've been pretty accurate with the other songs, and we're gonna read the lyrics shortly. December 2nd, 2014. Taylor and Harry Styles are spotted at the Victoria's Secret fashion show after party together. Alright, so he decided to circle back and spin the block. It looks like there's no bad blood here. Following Swift's strut down the runway with her model friends, the former duo were spotted sitting at the same table and dancing with friends at the 2014 Victoria's Secret fashion show after party 1 year after the height of their romance. Alright, October 16th of 2015, One Direction releases Perfect. Fans speculate that Harry Styles wrote it about Taylor Swift. After One Direction dropped Perfect, we're gonna read the lyrics to that too. With the lyrics, and if you like cameras flashing every time we go out, oh yeah, and if you're looking for someone to write your breakup songs about, baby, I'm perfect. Red flag, Harry, you was inviting this. I feel like Harry did an experiment. He's like, well, let me see if she gonna write a breakup song about me. Is that what it is? Fans immediately assumed that the song co-written by Styles was about Swift. Well, I mean, it was co-written by him, so I would figure it is. But the One Direction star's lips were sealed. I think people interpret songs in different ways. Styles told people about the rumors. I'm never going to tell someone what a song's about because I feel like it's up to them. Boy, we know it's about Taylor. Shut up. Over the course of a year-long interview with iconic music journalist Cameron Crowe of Almost Famous fame for Rolling Stone, Styles candidly discussed his relationship with Swift for the first time. When I see photos from that day, he told Crowe, referencing their first date in Central Park, I think relationships are hard at any age. And adding in that you don't really understand exactly how it works when you're 18. Hold up a second. Wait a damn minute. Harry was 18? Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't realize that. Harry was 18. Red flag. Taylor, what you doing with this young boy? He was 18? Hold up. I didn't even realize that she was 23 at the time. This is the second young boy that you decided to date? So it looks like she likes him young too. Very interesting. I mean, you're a little bit awkward to begin with. You're on a date with someone you really like. It should be that simple, right? It was a learning experience for sure, but at the heart of it, I just wanted it to be a normal date. When asked if he had a message for Swift, Styles thanked her for their time together and the ways it has inspired him. Certain things don't work out. There's a lot of things that can be right, and it's still wrong, he began. In writing songs about stuff like that, I like tipping a hat to the time together. You're celebrating the fact it was powerful and made you feel something, rather than this didn't work out and that's bad. And if you run into that person, maybe it's awkward. Maybe you have to get drunk, but you share something. Meeting someone new, sharing those experiences is the best-ish ever. So thank you. You know what, Harry? I'm gonna leave you alone. I didn't even know you was 18 years old. And the fact that he said, maybe it's awkward, maybe you have to get drunk, tells me all that I need to know. Sis, you was dead wrong for being with this little boy. Red flag, let him grow up first. I mean, I know he's the pick of the litter in the UK and whatnot, but can you just hold your hot pocket for once? There's more, y'all. Who Lord? March 2nd, 2020, so during COVID. Harry Styles reveals that he thinks about Taylor Swift's songs about him. 3 years later, Styles was asked about Swift once again during an interview on The Howard Stern Show. He spoke highly of her songwriting skills when talking about what it feels like to have exes write songs that are allegedly about. I think about what it means to me to write a song about somebody else, and for somebody else to do that, it's like flattering. Even if the song isn't that flattering, you still spent time on it, and ultimately using Taylor as an example, she's a great songwriter. So at least they're good songs, he says. When Styles' win was announced, Swift showed support for her ex by standing up to applaud him. The Recording Academy later shared a clip that showed Styles stopping by Swift's table for what appeared to be an amicable catch-up. You sure that's what that was? They wasn't gonna do something after the show? Okay. April 2021. Rumors swirl that Taylor Swift will soon re-release 1989 and that Harry Styles might feature on it. May 19, 2022. Harry Styles denies that Daylight is about Taylor Swift. Hold up, this was 10 years after y'all done dated. How long do we have to keep going on this Harry and Taylor rodeo or roller coaster? What is happening here? During an appearance on Howard Stern's Sirius XM radio show to promote his latest album, Harry's House, Styles was asked once again if Swift had inspired any of his music, notably his new song Daylight. Stern was quick to put forth fan theories that the song is somehow related to Swift's anthem of the same name off the 2019's Lover. You're reading too much into it, Styles told Stern when asked if the song was about Swift, according to E! News. You know, I'd love to tell you that you're spot on, but I can't. No, sorry. It's about her. Red flag. Look at him acting like he don't know what the hell's going on. Stop acting befuddled, Harry. You know it's about that girl. May 25th of 2022. Harry Styles sings a line from one of Taylor Swift's songs at his concert. Y'all, they were still smashing. I don't care what anyone says. Allegedly, obviously. I'm just making up speculation. This is the longest breakup, not breakup, spinning the block that I have ever seen. That same month, Styles delighted fans when he sang a line from Swift's 22 while celebrating the birthday of a concert goer at one of his shows. In a video shared on Twitter, Styles is seen singing I'm Feeling 22 as the audience erupts in cheers. February 5th, 2023, a few days after his birthday, Taylor Swift and Harry Styles chat at the Grammys. The 2023 Grammy Awards was a big night for both Swift and Styles. The Midnight Singer took home the Best Music Video Award for All Too Well, the short film, while Styles received the coveted Album of the Year honor. The singers were both in attendance at the ceremony, where Styles performed his hit As It Was, and Swift was seen dancing along in the crowd. Of course she was. Fans also spotted the exes chatting at one point during the evening. The duo also appeared to fist bump at one point, much to the delight of their fans who took to Twitter to share their excitement. They were excited that he treated her like a homie. He just fist bumping like, hey, what up, dog? Come on now. Let's be for real, Swifties. Red flag. Y'all are too aggy.
Yep. That's Taylor walking over to Harry's table during Steve Lacy's performance of Bad Habits. The exes hugged. Taylor was on her feet, dancing her heart out.
Look at her standing. My man, my man, my man. There's nothing left to say about these two. October 27, 2023. Fans speculate that Taylor Swift's new track is about Harry Styles. Oh my goodness. When are we gonna get off of this? Swift included a new track. Is it over now? Yeah, I told y'all they were spinning the block. They were still messing with each other. I know a messing around couple when I see one. They act like they're not together in public, but behind the scenes still smashing. But we not together though. We just friends. That's just my homie. Fist bumping in public, but then really bumping fists in the bedroom. The album originally dropped in 2014, just a year after the couple called it quits. Fans believe Styles is the lying traitor that Swift is singing about because the lyrics mention red blood and white snow, a potential reference to the 2014 snowmobile accident she got into with an ex. Hold up. Now let's read about this snowmobile accident and see if we can piece some things together. Taylor Swift and ex-boyfriend dodged unalivened in snowmobile accident. Taylor Swift dodged meeting her maker in a serious snowmobile accident with an ex-boyfriend. The I Knew You Were Trouble hitmaker admitted her life flashed before her eyes when one of her exes, rumored to be One Direction singer Harry Styles, lost control of the vehicle and it crashed, which resulted in them both going to the hospital with her then beau requiring 20 stitches. Red flag, he was reckless, but what do you expect from an 18-year-old Taylor? Well, I mean, at the time he would have been 20. Come on now, sis. This is why you don't date younger men like that. He was a baby. He was still growing up. Taylor has penned her new song Out of the Wood about the incident for her upcoming album 1989. She sings, "Remember when you hit the brakes too soon, 20 stitches in a hospital room." Red flag. Taylor, why are you telling us all your business? We did not need to know how many stitches Harry had on his dang on head or wherever it was in his body. You just like to tell everybody your business. The 24-year-old star spoke about the new tune and her brush with unaliving in an interview with Rolling Stone magazine, during which she told the publication she wasn't hurt in the incident before correcting herself, saying, "Not as hurt." While a lot of the blonde stunner's relationships are played out in the public eye, she hinted there are other huge events that have happened in her life that people have no clue about. Yeah, are you sure we don't know about it? The way you like to yap and tell us everything. Now you want to tell us, oh, you guys don't really know half of what happened in my life. Please do tell. I'm sure it's coming in the future. Speaking about why nobody has ever leaked information about her snowmobile accident, she added, "You know what I found works even better than an NDA? Looking someone in the eye and saying, please don't tell anyone about this. People think they know the whole narrative of my life. I think maybe that line is there to remind people that there are really big things they don't know about."
Week, a new Tay-Tay song was leaked on the web that revealed some pretty cutthroat lyrics. And with a song titled Revenge, Swift fans are convinced all harsh words are directed towards Haza. So is this the page from her journal translated to a song that we all knew was coming? Gonna give you what you gave me, make you feel so BAD, break you, make you sorry, I hope you cry, I'm getting my REVENGE, exclamation point.
Red flag, like I done told y'all. Taylor, right now, she's pissed. This is her alter ego. This is what came out at the VMAs. Taylor is on her Diary of a Mad White Woman type of vibe, okay? She is a woman scorned. And trust and believe me, she is really going to be out for revenge.
Taylor is here. So I've been excited to play this song all morning. This is such a great song.
I'm so glad you love it.
This is so good. And even before I started thinking more about it, it hit me like, God, this is a killer track. It's called Style. And Max was telling me that this was one of, if not the last song you guys did with him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure after we finished this one, I knew the record was done. Shake It Off and Style were the last two songs to be written for 1989. And this one has always been my secret favorite, like, hope. I hope it ends up being a single. Like, I hope people love it, because there's just something about it. I love how the song sounds the way that feeling felt. I love it when a sound of a song matches up with the feeling that inspired it. Yeah. So, in this song, it just reminds me of like driving in the middle of the night. I don't know. I loved comparing kind of these timeless visuals with, a feeling that never goes out of style.
And why did you name it Style.
Because the hook is we never go out of style.
But before the
So
hook.
and I thought we never go out of style was a long title.
Red flag. No, that's not the truth. You see, Ryan, he's trying to be your friend because I know y'all homies or whatnot. No, it's because it's about Harry. Just keep it real, sis. But of course, you know, she's never going to keep it real. We just got to piece it together. And then she's going to act like, I didn't write it about him. It's just about style. You know, whatever the style is that you like.
Well, when you're writing a song, you just kind of are like, you know, you let the song happen and turn into what it's going to turn into. And that just ended up being the title. And it's pretty slick.
It is.
Pretty,
Yeah, it's like it's slicked back in a white tee, isn't it? That's what it is.
yeah.
It's slick. It's white teed. I mean, I'm picturing a guy driving by your place, looking up. Where is she? What is she doing? Just picturing all of it. Let's picture it together. This is called Style. It's Taylor Swift.
Thanks for clapping, Ryan.
How could that album would not have happened without that song? I can't even picture. Like you said, it wouldn't have been complete without that song.
There was a huge missing piece, and that song filled it for sure.
How fun is that?
I'm so glad that you can see that.
I mean, how fun is that going to be to do live when you're traveling around? That's going to be that's going to be that song that empowers the audience. You know those songs that you could feel them with you? That's that song.
And this is also a really good one, like if you put your headphones in and you can walk to the beat of it. Like
Right.
this one and Welcome to New York have really good like strutting beats. And there's a song called Bad Blood that's really good to run to.
Obviously, it's about Harry. And then Bad Blood was about Katy Perry. Sis just never rests with her revenge. She has something going on in her brain where she's just a mad scientist. That's what she does. And then she does her little brouhaha with them candles. This is my theory. She sits in darkness all the time. Because only somebody who has those kind of thoughts would sit there and spend hours. Because you know, songs take hours to write. The songwriting process and the production process takes a lot of time and effort. So she knows what she's doing. And look at her. She ain't never learned all these damn years. Red flag. You too grown for this, Taylor. But yet again, here we go with high school lyrics. We're going to read them soon. Don't worry. Continuing.
I like that. So you put on repeat on the
cardio track list. All right, I want to go into the lyrics for a second of Style. And I'm going to, so we just heard it. I'm going to fast forward towards the back of the song. It says, you've been out and about with some other girl. He says, what you heard is true. This is him talking, right? But I can't stop thinking about you. And then I was curious before I heard the next lyric to know what your reaction was to that statement. And then you say, I said, I've been there too a few times. So you relate to him?
Well, it's basically kind of one of those relationships that's always a bit off.
Yeah.
If the song is about like kind of I talk about in another song on the record, a crooked love, which is kind of like never quite synced up right, you know, and the two people are trying to forget each other and they've both been out with other people and they've both tried to forget the other. And so it's like, all right, you know, I heard you like went off with her and, you know, you came back and well, I've done that too. So
I
that song
totally
is, that's what that line means.
How did you hear about it?
Hear about what?
How did you hear about him being, I'm not even saying who he is, but how did you hear about the he being with someone else? Is that something that you're told, that you read? Is it something that you feel? Is it something that they tell you? Because that's a tough moment in a relationship.
Yeah, but you know, I don't feel like I should go into this because I think then we'll be talking about an individual person and people will write headlines about it and it'd be a whole thing. But I think, you know, this song is about my life and I've never revealed who it's actually about.
We know it's about Harry, sis. Stop it. Because of the way that they would see each other at these events and the way she was standing for him and clapping and, you know, waving her hands with the Go Poppy sign. Okay, sorry, wait, that was Young Miami. But it could have been Taylor. I feel like they're one and the same.
But the song kind of speaks for itself and kind of like the way this song sounds and feels, that's all I need people to know about that story.
And I find it so interesting because at that moment in that lyric specifically, I'm wondering like, how do you react to that? Because we've all sort of been in that situation. I mean, I know we've all been in that situation before. And then I found it clever that you said, look, I can't really crush you for it because I've been there a few times myself. It was an interesting turn for me.
I find it interesting that you picked up on that line because that line is also sort of, I would never have said anything like that on a previous album.
Right.
Like my previous albums have always been sort of like, I was right, you were wrong, you did this, it made me feel like this, kind of a sense of it's a sense of righteous, like right and wrong in a relationship. And what happens when you grow up is you realize that the rules in a relationship are very, very blurred. And then it gets very complicated very quickly. And there's not always a case of who was right and who was wrong.
Well, to me, in listening to it, that was like, you look for those, I mean, obviously, all of it is new and it's an evolution. And then there are those really nuanced, finessed, pivotal moments that help tell you as a listener where you are as an artist. And that was one for me.
Oh, good.
So it looks like Taylor learned how to take some type of accountability. I think Sis finally realized that she was a bit of the problem. Yes, you were. And so for that, I will say we see some growth here. Oh my goodness, the frontal lobe developed. It took a minute for her, but it did.
Harry Styles is here tonight, everybody. That's right. I mean, what can you say about this man that hasn't been said, huh? Incredible album, mind-blowing tour. What is it, 15-night run at MSG and the Forum, huh? Women throw their panties at this man. Then he puts them on, and he looks better in them than they do. Easily the world's sexiest man. Are you kidding? There's no competition. Sex symbol of the globe, especially now that they killed off the green M&M. No competition.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with Trevor because Sis wrote a whole album for him. Now, Jake, I'm sorry. You had your short-lived time as her most notable ex and the one who had the dingling of gold. But I think Harry does because Sis went back and forth for many a years with Mr. Harry Styles. So we gonna let Sister Tamar take it away. Sorry, Jake. It's no longer you anymore. He is crowned Taylor's dingling of gold.
Because there ain't no way on God's green earth I would ever take him back. No way. He must have the ding-a-ling of gold. Of gold, of gold, 'cause he must of gold.
All right, it's time to get to the song lyrics, and then we packing these two right up out of here. Let's get to her song titled Style. The lyrics go like this. Midnight, you come and pick me up, no headlights. Long drive could end up in burning flames of paradise. Fade into view. Oh, it's been a while since I have even heard from you. He don't be calling you Taylor Sis. He lives in England. Now, I'm not sure where you were living at that time, but damn, there's a big time difference. You didn't care about that. He's probably sleeping. I should just tell you to leave because I know exactly where it leads. But I watch us go round and round each time. Yeah, you loved it. You got that James Dean daydream look in your eye, and I got that red lip classic thing that you like. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time because we never go out of style. We never go out of style. You got that long hair, slick back, white t-shirt, and I got that good girl Faith and a tight little skirt. Good girl where? You like to imagine that you're a good girl, Taylor. We know you're anything but good. All right. And when we go crashing down, we come back every time because we never go out of style. We never go out of style. So it goes. He can't keep his wild eyes on the road. Takes me home. Lights are off. He's taking off his coat. Yeah. I say I heard, that you've been out and about with some other girl. He says what you've heard is true, and I can't stop thinking about you, and I said I've been there too a few times. Okay, so listen. They was with other people and still messing around. Is that what they trying to tell us? This is all alleged, by the way, because I'm not trying to be part of Taylor's hit list. But it sounds like these two were with other people, but still always found their way back to each other. Interesting. Because you got that James Dean daydream. Okay, she goes right back to the chorus. Sorry, we don't need to hear that again. Take me home. Just take me home. Yeah, just take me home. I told y'all the ding-a-ling of gold. All right. Now let's move on to the next song, Out of the Woods. Looking at it now, it all seems so simple. We were laying on your couch. I remember you took a Polaroid of us, then discovered the rest of the world was black and white, but we were in screaming color. And I remember thinking, are we out of the woods yet? 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 Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? Are we in the clear yet? In the clear yet? Good. Sis thought it was a good idea to get on a snowmobile with an 18-year-old. This was her thought process as a 23-year-old woman. Okay, continuing. Looking at it now, last December, why is it always in December with this girl? We were built to fall apart, then fall back together. Oh, your necklace hanging from my neck the night we couldn't quite forget when we decided to move the furniture so we could dance. Baby, like we stood a chance. 2 paper airplanes flying. And I remember thinking, are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Are we out of the woods yet? Remember when you hit the brakes too soon? 20 stitches in a hospital room when you started crying, baby, I did too. Not Harry being a sensitive gangster. All right, Harry. But when the sun came up, I was looking at you. Remember when we couldn't take the heat? I walked out. I said, I'm setting you free. But the monsters turned out to be just trees. When the sun came up, you were looking at me. Okay, and then it goes on to say, are we out of the woods yet? All right, bye, girl. Now, let's get to One Direction's perfect lyrics. Remember, Harry co-wrote this song. I might never be your knight in shining armor. I might never be the one you take home to mother. And I might never be the one who brings you flowers, but I can be the one tonight. Okay, he's basically letting her know, look, I'm not the settle down and get married type of lad. I'm the let's get it in, spend a good time together. I'm going to make sure that you have the time of your life. And then in the morning, you are going to turn into stone like a gargoyle. When I first saw you from across the room, I could tell that you were curious. Oh, yeah. Girl, I hope you're sure what you're looking for because I'm not good at making promises. Okay. But if you like causing trouble up in hotel rooms, and if you like having secret little rendezvous, if you like to do the things you know that we shouldn't do, then baby, I'm perfect. Baby, I'm perfect for you. And if you like midnight driving with the windows down, okay, look, both of them talked about the driving with the windows down at midnight. There's a saying that goes like this. 2 things are open after midnight. Liquor store and legs. And if you like going places we can't even pronounce, if you like to do whatever you've been dreaming about, then baby, you're perfect. Baby, you're perfect. So let's start right now. I might never be the hands you put your heart in or the arms that hold you anytime you want them. But that don't mean that we can't live here in the moment because I can be the one you love from time to time. Okay, so he wants to be that secret lover. He loves it. When I first saw you from across the room, okay, yeah, we already know. She was curious. Now the chorus keeps going and going, but let's move on to the bridge. And if you like cameras flashing every time we go out, oh yeah. And if you're looking for someone to write your breakup songs about, then baby, I'm perfect and baby, we're perfect. Look, he's already telling Taylor, look. This man is pouring his heart out, trying to be the best F-boy side dude that you could ever be with. He knows his place. He knows his role. And you know what? I can do nothing but respect it. Thank you for letting us know you ain't shit, Harry. Now, he is doing really well, and he is still touring. He is still performing. I believe he has a new album out. Maybe it's coming out. I don't know. I haven't kept up with him. What is going on with Harry? Now, since then, I guess her and Harry, they finally stopped smashing each other, and they went their separate ways. They are still friends. Matter of fact, she's friends with Harry's new girl. Who might that be, you ask? Well, it's Zoe Kravitz. Y'all know the daughter of rock star Lenny Kravitz and actress Lisa Bonet from The Cosby Show and also A Different World. Another thing to note about Zoe is she's multiracial. So it looks like Harry done jumped over. He's like, look, you know, I might need to try something new. This is new for him. Harry Styles and Zoe Kravitz have sparked widespread engagement speculation following several high-profile outings and public sightings. The former One Direction star 31 and the Big Little Lies actress 36 began dating in August 2025. He loves him, an older woman, but at least in this context, he is a full-grown adult and his frontal lobe has developed. The pair were first photographed kissing at Rita's in London on August 19th. after Kravitz attended the caught-stealing premiere. Sources described the encounter as them snogging like teenagers, appearing unconcerned about public attention. A few days later, Kravitz joined Styles in Rome, where they were seen walking arm in arm on August 25th, reinforcing speculation about their relationship. Okay. It looks like these two knew each other for several years, and they were friends. So the whole time he was messing around with Taylor, him and Zoe were friends, and then finally, they got together, and Harry even got her daddy Lenny's approval. Y'all know they both rock stars, so of course he was going to approve. Okay, so it looks like Harry done found the one, y'all. Okay, so remember when he was talking about he ain't never gonna settle down? He's not the one to meet your mama. Well, I guess he wants to meet Zoe's mama. He done met her daddy, and he wants to meet the whole family. Only been together since August, and he already got rings and whatnot. See, when a man knows, he knows. So he's in love, y'all. Our boy is in love. Harry does seem like he's a gentleman, and I love his honesty. Now, as for Taylor, look at her messy behind. Look at her trying to infiltrate herself into this relationship. Zoe, please, let this girl go. Do not let her be your friend. She gonna be all up in your business doing root work. Sis is the type of person that take a strand of your hair and do incantations, allegedly. So please stay away from her. I wish you and Harry nothing but the best. It looks like y'all are headed in the right direction, and he's in love, child. He's in love. So good luck to you and Harry Styles. Another tip for Zoe, please do not ride on a snowmobile with this man. He cannot drive. All right, let's move on to her next lover. Now, before we get into Calvin, let's continue with her beef with Katie, because that's where we left off. I know, y'all, this case study is going to be all over the place because Taylor's all over the damn place. There was way more that happened between her and Katy Perry. So I'm going to briefly go over that before we move on to Calvin. Y'all remember we left off when Calvin blasted Taylor and practically called her a liar for saying that she co-wrote a song with him. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Perry talked about her new album Witness and was asked whether it contains a response to Swift's Bad Blood, because remember, that's the song that she wrote about Katie. She commented that the upcoming record is very empowered in that there is no one thing that is calling out any one person. She added, "One thing to note is you can't mistake kindness for weakness, and don't come for me. Anyone. And that's not to any person, and don't quote me that it is, because it's not. It's not about that. Honestly, when women come together and they decide to unite, this world is going to be a better place, period, end of story. But let me say this, okay? So she said more. Everything has a reaction or a consequence. So don't forget about that, okay, honey?" She continued, "All right." So Katie was like, "Look, I'm with the shits too. Don't play with me. We gotta keep it real, honey. This record is not about anyone else. This record is about me being seen and heard so that I can see and hear everyone else. It's not even about me. It's about everything that I see out there that I digest. I think there's a healing in it for me and vulnerability. If people want to connect and be healed and feel vulnerable and feel empowered and strong, God bless. And here it is." Soon after that story went online, Perry dropped new song Swish Swish featuring Nicki Minaj, which comes off as a diss track with lyrics like, "Don't you come for me. No, not today. You're calculated. I got your number cause you're a joker and I'm a courtside killer queen." All right. So she said, "Taylor, play with it if you want to. Come and step up." After the Swish Swish release, Orange is the New Black actress and Swift's friend Ruby Rose slammed Perry in a series of tweets. Purposeful poop to bomb a petite to a sloppy mess of writing over the top of funk agenda. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Red flag. What the hell you talking about, Ruby Rose? And I thought it was Ruby Rose, the urban video vixen, not this one right here. Who is this Ruby Rose? She wrote later, adding, "I've always stood up for the people I love and against things I think are cheap or mean-spirited. That's not new. You have to follow your heart." Rose also took a shot at Perry's sales numbers. Now, Ruby Rose, you might need to stay out of it because Taylor is a friend to no one. Remember, a friend to everyone is a friend to no one. I hope you know that.
Now, I want to talk to you about some famous beef. There's Taylor beef.
Well, there is
no,
for sure, and that's true.
And when are we going to clear that beef up?
There's a situation. honestly, it's really like she started it, and it's time for her to finish it. And I tried to talk to her about it, and she wouldn't speak to me.
Oh, you tried to talk to her about it? You did the phone call?
I do the right thing.
So you did the phone call, and it was a
feels like
shutdown.
a fumble. It was a full shutdown, and then she writes a song about me, and I'm like, okay, cool. That's how you want to deal with it? Karma.
But go on.
What I want to say is that, like, I'm ready for that BS to be done. Now, there is the law of cause and effect. You do something, and there's going to be a reaction. And trust me, Daddy, there's going to be a reaction.
I find it weird when you call me daddy, but...
No, I mean, it's all about karma, right?
But I think what you're saying now is we can draw a line on this beef. Can we draw a line on the beef?
Do you know that...
Can we take the beef off the grill?
I think, personally, that women together, not divided, and, like, none of this petty...
Say it, sister.
Women together will heal the world.
She said it. So
now, I don't like how he just said, say it, sister, Mr. Rotund James. Is that his last name? Corbin, whatever his damn name is.
No, to just receive a text from Taylor Swift that just said, the beef is off the grill. If you receive that text, will you then remove the beef from the grill and then we're all just grilling other foods?
Absolutely.
That's it, okay.
100%.
I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
All right, so Taylor was the one who kept this beef going. Now, Katie, sis, do not try to rationalize Taylor's brand of crazy. It is something that you've never seen before. See, sis is mad at you because you dated her ex. That's it, that's all. Now, Katie went on to say that the root cause of the feud was over backup dancers and told her side of the story. Basically, there was like 3 backup dancers that went on tour with her, right? And they asked me right before they went on tour if they could go, and I was like, yeah, of course. I'm not on the record cycle and get the work, and she's great and all that, but I will be on a record cycle probably in about a year. So you can get out if you want to join me when I say I'm going back on. So that year came up, right? And I texted all of them because I'm very close with them. And I said, look, just FYI, I'm about to start. I want to put the word out there. They said, okay, well, we're going to go and talk to management about it. And they did, and they got fired. Red flag. Katie, I done told you, it's not about the backup dancers. It's about John Mayer. That's it, that's all. She was mad because he lasted longer with you than he did with her. And she still has this kind of image in her mind about her exes still wanting to be with her after they break up with her. But see, that never happens. And so now when she saw that you moved on with him and you used to be, you know, chummy with her and taking pictures with her and whatnot, it activated the swim fan mindset in her. The obsession was unlocked for her. Now, in August of 2017, Taylor dropped her single, Look What You Made Me Do. And the diss track includes lyrics that potentially reference her feud with Perry. Locked me out and threw a feast, Swift sings at one point, a line many have speculated connects to Perry's single, Bon Appetit. The track also shares a similar beat to Peaches Operate, which is featured in the Mean Girls movie. The movie cited by Perry in her infamous 2014 tweet, urging followers to watch out for the Regina George in sheep's clothing. In addition to the song's presumed connections to Perry, there's also a legitimate one as well. Swift's video for Look What You Made Me Do debuted the MTV Video Music Awards hosted by Perry. The visual is loaded with seeming references to Perry, including a part where Swift is photographed to look like the Swish Swish singer. Swift didn't attend the VMAs despite her big presence during the night. Yeah, because she was scared. She was scared. Now in 2019, the beef was over. Katie documented their reconciliation on Instagram by posting a picture of a plate of cookies with "Peace at Last" written in frosting, captioning it, "Feels so good," while tagging Taylor Swift. Sis, what is up with you and food? She must love to eat. Now, a week later, she was seen dancing and hugging it out with her once enemy in Swift's rainbow-saturated music video for her song You Need to Calm Down, squashing their beef once and for all by literally dressing up, look at them, burger and fries. Aww. the match made in hell. Now, they are closer than ever, and Taylor even sent Katie baby clothes, because you know she had a baby with Orlando Bloom. Now, her and Orlando Bloom have split, and she was recently seen with our Prime Minister, yes, Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, I should say, Justin Trudeau. As soon as he got out of Capitol Hill, he went straight into the streets. Now, we gonna wrap Katie right up, and we're gonna get to Calvin now. So we have reached the point where we are ready to go into detail about her relationship with Calvin Harris. Adam Richard Wiles, otherwise known as Calvin Harris, is a Scottish DJ, record producer, singer, and songwriter. And he was born on January 17th of 1984. Who, my goodness, y'all. This man is a Capricorn. Now, there are a lot of adjectives that I can use to describe Capricorn men, being that I dated one way back when. Ambitious, very goal-oriented, talented, intelligent, stingy as hell, malignant, demonic, villainous, man whores. And they are the biggest crybabies. Out of all the zodiac signs, I believe that Capricorn men and Pisces men are the crybabies of the zodiac. I don't know who's the worst, but I'm going to put my money on Capricorn men because there's a level of petty that they have that is very unmatched. They are the ones that are going to be seen fighting with their women online. They are notorious fighters, y'all. They will fight for freedom, and they will also fight to oppress you. Similar to the Aries, a lot of dictators and treacherous genocidal maniacs were Capricorn men. They always trying to control some damn body. They are the type to fight women online. Catty as hell, petty as hell. Now, the thing about them, though, is once they are evolved, they will take very good care of you. However, the unevolved ones, not only are they going to dog walk your behind, but they are going to post it on social media. They're the ones who are going to keep this fight going. Every other business day, you are going to fight for your life and for your honor in the public eye. They will have you looking all types of crazy in public.
Now I got my kids in here with me. Like, I'm not, like, ain't nobody taking my kids away from me on Thanksgiving, bro. On the down. They in my house. They making threats to me. What you trying to do? Take my kids? I'm taking my kids. Okay, take your kids.
A few moments later.
Sheila, I love you. You're one of my closest friends. But I still want to be with my baby mama and my kids. I want to go home and just live life and just not think about anything else. I'm just so tired of being out in this world. It's just a dirty world and I'm tired of it.
Another thing to note about Capricorn men is that they lie a lot. There's a reason I call them the capping Capricorns. You gotta be careful with a Capricorn. They are always lying to everybody. Very delusional as well. Like I said, them and Pisces are not much different. So if you find yourself with a Capricorn man, you wanna know if he's evolved or not, see how much he's going to share with you. If you the type of person who could withstand the emotions of a he-emotional, crybaby type of man, then be with a Capricorn. They never stop. They will fixate on your behind until they find their new victim. Calvin is an extremely successful DJ. He's best known for his songs One Kiss with Dua Lipa, We Found Love featuring Rihanna. Y'all know that annoying ass song. We found love in a helpless place. Yeah, that one. This Is What You Came For. This was a good one, y'all. I like that one. And When I Met You in the Summer. So, our brother Calvin was very successful in them EDM streets. Somehow, he found his way in Taylor's orbit. And we're going to find out how they met. Cosmopolitan magazine published an article with a timeline of Taylor and Calvin's relationship. Now let's see what happened because it was messy as hell. February 24th of 2015, the first meeting. Taylor and Calvin first clap eyes on each other in real life at the L Style Awards. Taylor plays it cool, but she knows he's watching. Look at this. Look at her face. That's playing it cool. Red flag. And who is that next to her? Is that Heidi Montag? Oh no, that's not her. Look at her trying to shoot her shot. She looking at him, trying to act like, oh, I'm not looking at you, but we all know you're looking at him, sis. Look at her trying to have that smoldering, smoky eye look. We see you, Taylor. We know what your game is. February 25th of 2015, they attend the Brit Awards. They don't turn up together or anything. They only met yesterday, remember? But rumor has it the pair really connected and flirted all night and were even apparently spotted holding hands as they left the VIP area. Moving on to March. On March 25th of 2015, they shopped for food at Whole Foods together. Okay, now you know, y'all are damn near a couple when you go grocery shopping. And we all know the couple who shops together stays together. Plus, they were pictured wearing matching outfits. Little did we know this would be the first of many occasions. April 2nd of 2015, they go to a concert together. Hashtag date night. Taylor and Calvin headed to the Troubadour in West Hollywood to watch Taylor's mates Haim perform at a benefit. Matching outfits again. And is that your arm we spot around Taylor, Calvin? Yes, it is, because you know that's how she likes it. Okay, so they're really coupled up. Boot up. April 28th of 2015. Calvin meets Taylor's cats. Oh, he's in the family now, because you know she don't play about her cats. Sis is a cat lady. May 17, 2015, they make it official with PDAs at the Billboard Awards. What better way to declare the relationship everyone's speculating about than a full-on public display of affection at one of the biggest music awards ceremonies out there? They couldn't keep their hands off one another. It was love. It wasn't that everyone was speculating about it. We all knew they was smashing. Come on now. May 26, 2015. They hold hands in public now. Because that's what couples do, right? The pair were spotted stepping out for dinner in New York City, and the love was blindingly obvious, like something out of Shakespeare. June 10th of 2015. They ride together on an inflatable swan, and their love is sealed. This is the first time Calvin appears on Taylor's Instagram, and the world goes mad for it. Oh, she really claiming him. She's like, my man, my man, my man.
Just try not to step on a stingray. That's all I'm doing. Stingrays or sea urchins.
Red flag. Calvin and Taylor, what's going on here? Taylor sis, let me tell you something. Why is this man laid up on that duck comfortable, laid out, without a care in the world, and you sitting here trying not to get stung by stingray? This is letting me know that he thinks he's the prize in this relationship. This man is not selfless with you. He is extremely selfish because he got you out here trying not to get bitten by stingrays. And then look at him laid up, and he feels very comfortable with you fighting for your life in the ocean.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And look at him, still laid out on that duck. Red flag.
Calvin Harris praises his girl, Taylor Swift. After Taylor penned an open letter on Tumblr expressing her dismay over Apple's new music streaming service, the company quickly responded and even changed its entire strategy. And while musicians all over are surely grateful to Taylor for taking a stand, no one is as proud as her boyfriend, Calvin Harris. The 31-year-old DJ took to Twitter to praise his 25-year-old girlfriend, writing, quote, "I just played a gig inside a giant owl, and my girl just changed the entire music industry. What a day." This is the first time Calvin has publicly talked about Taylor. The pair has been pretty coy about their relationship on social media.
June 28, 2015, they start double dating. Oh, here we go. Taylor and Calvin take a trip down the Thames on a boat with then couple Gigi Hadid and Joe Jonas, plus a fifth wheeling Carly Kloss. All looks very romantic. June 3rd, 2015, they spend the 4th of July holiday together. She don't stay with her family for 4th of July. Red flag. Why is she always up with somebody else's family? Sis, don't you got your mama Andrea and your daddy Scott And your brother, I forgot what his name is. Aren't y'all supposed to spend 4th of July together? Usually it's a family holiday weekend. Why are you always with your man's family on 4th of July? That's what I need to know. And y'all better have had barbecue and not like them dry ass dishes that the Kennedys tried to feed you. Taylor BBQs for Calvin in one picture. Okay, y'all know the way to a man's heart is through food. So you know you got a barbecue, and you know Taylor was very serious about that. Remember, Zac Efron told us that her house smells like cookies and treats and bacon. So it looks like she's multifaceted. And Calvin gives Taylor a piggyback in another, which goes on to become one of the top 10 most like Instagram pictures of 2015. This is big. October 12th of 2015, they battle breakup rumors. What's going on, Calvin? You done spent 4th of July with her. I noticed that every time a man spends holidays with her, he starts to disconnect afterwards. I'm telling y'all, she believes that they're getting married. She already showing signs. He probably saw his name written on some type of wedding invitation that she's ready to send out. She looks like the type that already has a folder with all the pictures, all the invites already done. She just gotta launch it. That's it. After a relatively quiet summer in comparison to the start of their relationship, Taylor and Calvin begin to be hounded by breakup rumors. But by October, these are shut down with a couple of sassy tweets. Is this the same gaslighting ass publicist that was trying to tell us that Taylor knew nothing about what Kanye was about to release? Is this that airhead? Alright, it probably is. And another one from Calvin himself. They're still strong and it's a relief to us all. Oh, don't worry, it's coming. Knowing Taylor's pattern, it's coming. I've said it before and I'm saying it again. Do not believe Radar online. You know what? It must be easy to be a publicist because I don't understand how this lady got a job. All she does is co-sign Taylor's delusional ass. They're in their own echo chamber. And throw Selena Gomez in that too. Calvin defended his girl's honor. And he also tweeted, "It's not going to be a happy ending for everyone I sue for defamation of character for all these BS stories. Bye-bye." And then Taylor favorited it. You sure you want to do this, Calvin? You sure you want to defend her like this? Okay. And then I guess one of her supporters wrote, "Love isn't dead. I can sleep tonight." I guess you're going to have sleepless nights soon. The beginning of the end is coming. Just wait for it. December 23rd of 2015, they have Christmas fun together. After another couple of months of relative silence, Calvin and Taylor remind everyone they're still very much a thing by building snowmen together and living all our romantic Christmas dreams. We feel reassured and envious at the same time. January 12th, 2016. Remember, a few days before his birthday, y'all. So let's just see what happened. They play Mom and Dad. When a young fan crashed their dinner in California, Calvin and Taylor were more than happy to play along and pose with him. The love is alive, well, and full of humor too. Now y'all know damn well this was a photo op. Her publicist probably sent that kid, "Hey, I pay you $10 to go bother them, and then they gonna hug and stuff. We're gonna put this on Instagram so the whole world can see that they're in love." Alright, February 16, 2016, Calvin calls Taylor his beautiful girlfriend. He posts a picture of her collecting one of many Grammy Awards to his Instagram with the gushy caption. Okay, they lasted a minute. Hold up. She lasted the longest with him. Let's see what's going on. March 6, 2016, they celebrate their 1-year anniversary. Green flag. Wow, Taylor, you done made it to 1 year. This is amazing. All the relationships you done been in, they lasted at least 3 months, 2 months. Few weeks, this is the keeper here. First time, 1 year, we done passed the threshold.
1 year, we got a 1 year cake. We got a 1 year cake. It's 1 year. Yeah.
My heart is touched by this cake, but Calvin, my brother, you don't have much time left with Taylor. She's about to pack your ass right up out of here. Let's see how long that they were able to keep it going after the 1 year mark, because this is a victory for sis. I'm low-key proud of you, sis. You done made it to a year. They made it. You see, she done put it in all caps. Hell, we all surprised too. The world is a happy place. Who wrote this damn article? March 16, they crack on with the PDAs on holiday. What Taylor and Calvin do during this beach holiday is nothing less than spamming Instagram with their romantic pictures of love, life, and happiness. Y'all, okay, this is where the beef started. April 3rd, 2016, Taylor gushes about Calvin. Of course she does. She's clingy. During one of her acceptance speeches at the iHeartRadio Awards, Taylor goes all out slushy about her boyfriend.
There's no bad blood for these lovebirds. The two were spotted engaging in some serious PDA in their seats, and when Swiftie took home the trophy for Best Tour, she made sure to thank her man.
For the first time, I had the most amazing person to come home to when the spotlight went out and when the crowds were all gone. So I want to thank my boyfriend Adam for that.
Aw, #swoon. Calvin Harris won the iHeartRadio Award for Dance Artist of the Year on Sunday and had a lot of people to thank.
I want to thank iHeart. I want to thank all of the nominees, all the incredible nominees, especially Diplo over there. Thank you, Diplo, Skrillex. Thank you to the fans. Thank the people who buy the music. The people that come to the shows.
Calvin, whose real name is Adam Wiles, thanked pretty much everyone in the room, except for his girlfriend of over a year.
Red flag. See, I knew he did something. This is what he did that pissed her off. Remember, she does not like when she's publicly embarrassed. Same with Jake Gyllenhaal when he didn't show up to her 21st birthday party. That's when she came out with the vengeance. Shots were fired from that night. Sis was like, oh, you're not going to thank me in front of everybody? This man thanked everybody. He even thanked Diplo. And couldn't even thank his girlfriend of 1 year, Taylor. This man was diabolical. This man thought that he could do whatever he wanted with Taylor and she was just going to sit there and take it. And he didn't get the memo from Joe, John, Jake, and Harry. Calvin really effed around and found out the hard way. While at Coachella, Taylor poses wearing a bomber jacket with Calvin's new single artwork emblazoned on it. Is there a greater sign of dedication from a music industry couple? I think not. Before we continue going over their timeline, we have to go over the little beef that Calvin had with Zayn Malik. Remember Zayn, Harry Styles' One Direction bandmate or former bandmate? The same Zayn who was dating Gigi Hadid, which was Taylor Swift's friend, who also dated Joe Jonas. I know the 6 degrees of separation with these folks is just astronomical. However, let's see this beef between him and Zayn, because I don't know how Zayn got into it.
Zayn Malik and Calvin Harris just got into a huge fight on Twitter over Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus. It would not be a normal day in the celebrity world if two people weren't getting into a fight over Twitter. This time, it was Calvin Harris and Zayn Malik. It all started on Monday when Zayn Malik retweeted this tweet from @FemaleText showing quotes from Taylor Swift and Miley Cyrus. The quotes show the artists' different views about the music industry. Taylor's quote was taken from her interview with Time magazine, and the quotes show Taylor's opinion on Spotify and streaming music, explaining that she feels artists should be paid for their work. Taylor says, quote, "People can still listen to my music if they get it on iTunes. I'm always up for trying something, and I tried it, and I didn't like the way it felt. I think there should be an inherent value placed on art." Miley's quote comes from an interview with Marie Claire where she talks about how she doesn't care if people buy her album because she has enough money. Miley said, quote, "I've made my money. If no one buys my album, cool. It's fine. I've got a house and I've got dogs that I love. I don't need anything else." After retweeting the post, Zayn then tweeted G statement and people assumed he was throwing shade at Taylor. So when Taylor's boyfriend Calvin Harris saw this, he decided to come to her defense and the defense of the artists who aren't as successful who need to be paid for their work. Calvin tweeted, "You've made your money? Cool. To 99% of musicians who depend on these services to survive, right? Yeah, go."
Red flag. Calvin, what does this have to do with you? He did not say Taylor said anything wrong. All he said was G statement. That's it, that's all. Now, whether you agree with Taylor or not, or Miley or not, is irrelevant. My question is, why are you nosy? Why did you feel the need to insert yourself in business that has nothing to do with you? Of course, he is Taylor's boyfriend. She attracts people who are just like her. Messy. He's talking about musicians who needed to survive. Okay, that's not what we talking about, though. We talking about 2 millionaires here. Well, 1 billionaire and 1 millionaire. And Zayn knows how to fight. I hope you know that. That man does not play. Zayn is the type of man who will go to war with anybody. He's not messy like you. We could already tell you Twitter fingers. So I already know you can't fight. I could just look at you and I could tell. Hell, Jake Gyllenhaal, he knows how to fight. I can already see it in his face. Joe Jonas, nah, he don't know how to fight. John Mayer, nah, he just all talk. Harry Styles, he's a F-boy. I don't think he know how to fight. He knows how to send flowers. That's it. But you don't know how to fight, Calvin. Stay out of it.
Calvin continued by saying, if you don't get what it means when a successful artist uses their celebrity to benefit every other musician and songwriter in the industry, stay out my mentions, please. He then went on to say, while you kids are refresh voting Teen Choice Awards, there's some poor in a basement making your new favorite record trying to survive. Meaning, stay out of things you don't understand. Zayn saw Calvin's response and tweeted at him saying, at Calvin Harris, ha, you just made an absolute fool of yourself, mate. Zayn continued by saying, Calvin Harris, you clearly didn't understand what I just said either, so I suggest you calm your knickers before them dentures fall out.
Yeah, you see, first of all, I don't like how you said that word, sis. That's number one. It sounds too close to the other one. And number two, look at his profile picture. Somebody who looks like this has nothing to lose. Calvin, you might want to sit this out. This is not your fight. Not at all. Zayn is reckless. You don't want these parts. He's from London. He does not play.
Woo, that's a lot of shade. All right. Calvin then told Zayn it wasn't him he was mad at. It was Miley's quote. He tweeted Zayn saying, all good. It was the quote, not you personally, mate.
Oh, just like his girlfriend. Red flag. You couldn't even take the heat. You know who you messing with. I think he thought about it. It was like, damn, Zayn responded. Yeah, Zayn don't play about that. He about the business for real. He will pull up and pop out. He was like, oh, you popping it? I'm going to pop it even more. Just like his girlfriend. Remember when she went against Nicki and then she realized who she was talking to? And then she's like, well, I didn't know it wasn't about me. I didn't know it was about me. Yeah. In this case, I'm going to have to side with Zayn. He did not at you. He didn't say anything. All he just said was G statement. That's it. That's all. And you decided to pedal yourself in, and now you're pedaling your way out because you know you can't fight for nothing. Zayn will have you hemmed up all in the UK.
We think Calvin then saw the denture tweet and wrote to Zayn, LOL. Zayn then tweeted, oh, and I write my own too, dickhead.
You see, he kept going. Zayn ain't playing. He's the Gucci man of the pop world. Do not play with Zayn.
Okay, so when Calvin saw this, he decided to take the high road and responded by saying at Zayn Malik, best of luck. Genuinely, you've got a great voice. Lots of drama, so we're glad that's over for now.
It ain't over, sis. Zayn said F you forever, and he gonna remember that. That's in Zayn's manifesto right now. See, Calvin, you done barked up the wrong tree. Good luck. May 4th of 2016, Taylor dances with Tom Hiddleston. Uh-oh, who is this new character? Is that Loki? That is Loki from the Avengers, Thor's brother. Uh-oh, how'd she get with Loki? Tom Hiddleston. What the bloody hell's he got to do with any of this, we hear you ask? Well, you'll see in due course, but with the benefit of hindsight, we can now assume the dance-off Taylor shared with the night manager actor at the Met Gala was the very point at which Taylor and Calvin's relationship was doomed. She done found a new man. Red flag, sis, what happened? You were doing well with Calvin. June 3rd, 2016, the split is confirmed. The finger crossing didn't work then. Oh, y'all trying to do root work too? Then you see, y'all should have fasted. Y'all Swifties, let me tell you. If y'all really want to get things shaking for your girl, you need to fast. Pray and fast. Do that. I promise you, it will move mountains for your girl. Y'all sitting crossing your fingers. That ain't gonna work too much. You know, it's only a little bit of effect. You need to have a powerful effect. Manifestation. Calvin makes the split official, not him making it official. Okay, so now he's a man scorned. A white man scorned is hell. She done made him mad, y'all. Uh-oh, he about to go off. Calvin makes the split official with a tweet saying the only truth is that a relationship came to an end and what remains is a huge amount of love and respect. Taylor retweets it and we feel temporarily comforted that this one might be amicable. Oh no, it's not, because once he said that, you already know war is coming. Don't let them fool you. They're going to act all cool and stuff like, oh yeah, we good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you know, you found the one for you. It's okay. You know, we just weren't meant to be. In the background, he's already working on ruining your life. June 15th, Taylor is photographed kissing Tom Hiddleston. Red flag. Y'all split up June 3rd and June 15th, you already hopping on to the next person. Damn, Loki, I didn't know you had the magic like that. The world is literally stunned as The Sun breaks a world exclusive. Photographs of Taylor cuddled up with Tom Hiddleston, kissing him and among a bunch of rocks near her house on Rhode Island, jaws dropped. Oh, sis was playing a dirty game. Kissing, you know she knew them paparazzi cameras were going to show it. Calvin, what did you do to sis? You did something to piss her off, because I ain't never seen her pissed off like this. She ain't even do this to John Mayer. She didn't even do this to Jake or Joe. She didn't even do it to Harry, and he was creeping up with other women. But you must have done something, because sis looks pissed off. Taylor done went creeping and found herself her new victim. Not little Miss Taylor being unfaithful. Well, I guess the amicable breakup didn't last long because Calvin sat and thought about it. And the more he thought about it, the angrier he got. And then he exploded. June 15th. It gets nasty on social media between Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris. Not only did one fan spot that Calvin had unfollowed Taylor on Twitter and her brother Austin. What her brother gotta do with this, Calvin? You're very petty. The DJ also deleted all the couple's soppy PDA pictures from his Instagram account. Not only that, but he deleted the tweet that he had previously sent saying that they had love and mutual respect. I guess the respect didn't last long. Sis respectfully, disrespectfully told Joaz that she's moving on with Tom. Then Taylor followed suit and deleted all of their pictures, deleted everything. Then on July 13th, it gets even nastier on social media between the exes. Lord. You know what the funny thing is? The only person thus far that she has had an amicable breakup with is no one. Sis is a terror. Okay? When she breaks up with somebody, there's always this back and forth drama going on. Calvin finally loses it. After remaining passive-aggressive for so long, deleting pictures here and unfollowing there, he's finally exploded, and it was so satisfying to watch. I believe a Gen Zer wrote this. What is past-age? Is it passive-aggressive? I'm tired of these damn acronyms. Rumors began emerging that Taylor Swift actually wrote the lyrics to Calvin's song with Rihanna, This Is What You Came For. So Calvin confirmed it on Twitter, saying Taylor smashed it as usual. But that was where the niceties ended.
Her team has revealed that she co-wrote the Calvin Harris hit song, This Is What You Came For. Now, of course, Calvin Harris is her ex-boyfriend. He's fighting back a little bit on Twitter. ABC David Wright here with all the details. Hello, David.
Good morning, George. Call it Swift revenge, maybe? Harris's ex Taylor Swift ended months of speculation about who wrote his new hit with Rihanna. And the timing of it leads many people to speculate whether the song maybe wasn't a factor in the breakup. Normally, Taylor Swift writes songs about her exes, not for them. This is what you came for. This Is What You Came For may not be what recording artist Calvin Harris bargained for. Recorded with Rihanna, it's a smash hit, number 4 on Billboard's Hot 100. The video viewed more than 200 million times. Taylor Swift now reveals that Nils Sjoberg, who supposedly wrote the lyrics, is actually a pseudonym for her. But the day the song dropped, Ryan Seacrest asked Harris about Swift, his then girlfriend.
Now, the big question is, will you do a collaboration with your girlfriend?
You know, we haven't even spoken about it.
Yeah?
I can't see it happening, though.
You cannot?
No.
Just
she's about to take a long break, you know?
Red flag. So he's trying to take credit for her work. Nah, Taylor, I see why you did him dirty. You know what, sis? Go off. Go off. This was justified. So he didn't even want to give her credit for the song, acting like he did everything. So I can only imagine if he did this with a song, there must have been other things behind the scene that he was acting as if he's the man, but she's the one behind him, kind of propelling him and pushing him forward. Not saying that he's not talented, but at the same time, give credit where it's due. Sis is a good songwriter, at least in this song. I mean, it sounds very bubblegummy anyways, but with them eyes that he got, he looks like he got crazy eyes, just like his ex-girlfriend. The Cap and Capricorns strike again. We know dang on well she helped you co-write that Rihanna song. It sounds just like her. This is something that I will give Taylor. That song sounds like her type of track. And look at this man not even giving her credit. See, there are two things I do not like. Liars and people who do not give credit. Then on July 30th, Calvin apologizes for his post-Taylor split behavior in an interview with GQ. It was completely the wrong instinct. I was protecting what I see as my one talent in the world being belittled. It felt like things were piling on top of me, and that was when I snapped. It's very difficult when something I consider so personal plays out very publicly. The aftermath of the relationship was way more heavily publicized than the relationship itself. When we were together, we were very careful for it not to be a media circus. She respected my feelings in that sense. I'm not good at being a celebrity, but when it ended, all hell broke loose. Now I see that Twitter thing as a result of me succumbing to pressure. It took a minute to realize that none of that matters. I'm a positive guy. For both of us, it was the wrong situation. It clearly wasn't right, so it ended. But all of the stuff that happened afterwards, red flag, Calvin, you couldn't handle your emotions. We know you were emotionally immature, just like your ex-girlfriend Taylor Swift. Listen, I understand. She did you dirty, okay? Sis went behind your back and decided to sleep with Loki. I get it. I think that is one of the most cowardly things to do is to cheat on somebody. Just break up with them. Don't cheat on them. It's just such a waste of time. Not only that, but I know it hurt your ego. However, you did not have to do all of this. But you know what? I'm happy you did because Taylor met her match. And this is the first time we see one of her exes crash out in such a grand way. August 25th of 2017. Now, you know Taylor could not take this sitting down. We done seen how sis likes to nuck and buck online. Well, Taylor drops her new single, Look What You Made Me Do. But it's only when the video comes out 2 days later that we notice that there's a little dig at Calvin in there. Well, who else is this song about? Damn it. It's about Katie and Calvin. Nils Sjoberg is none other than the pseudonym that Taylor used when she wrote that track, This Is What You Came For, with Calvin Harris. Then on November 10th of 2017, Taylor releases her much-anticipated album Reputation. And boy, do fans have a lot of theories about what the songs are about. And I believe she wrote Rihanna's song. That sounds like a very Taylor Swift-esque song. So I'm not surprised that she co-wrote it. They're convinced I Did a Bad Thing is about Calvin. The lyrics include, if he drops my name, then I owe him nothing. If a man talks ish, then I owe him nothing. If he spends my change, then he had it coming. Oh, there go Taylor Swift's alter ego now. Sis is mad. I done told y'all we gotta get out the way. Get out the way, yo, get out. Sis is about to explode on us right here. It feels like she's having a dig, right? Remember all that This Is What You Came For drama? Taylor was listed as a co-writer under the pseudonym Nils Sjoberg. Calvin would be earning more money from that song than her, hence the if he spends my change. Since you did it for free, red flag, you should have made him pay you. Don't do that for free. And later, when it all kicked off on Twitter, Calvin hit out at Taylor and her team, which would explain if he drops my name, if a man talks ish. Yeah, he talking too much. He is a yapper. Calvin was way too emotional. Fans also think there's a song on there about Taylor using Tom Hiddleston to leave Calvin. I don't know why she couldn't just leave him, but sis always needs to back up. The lyrics include the ties were black, the lies were white. I wanted to leave him. I needed a reason. Red flag, why do you need a reason to leave him? She sounds just like Adrienne Bailon. In case you guys haven't watched that case study, I recommend that you go ahead and watch it. Remember when she said that she had to pray to God to give her a sign to leave one of her exes? And I'm like, sis, you could have just walked away. All it takes is a text and a phone call. Bloop, done. They act like it's so complicated to leave a relationship. You weren't happy. Just go, Taylor. No, she wants the dramatic effect. You were driving the getaway car. We were flying, but we never get far. But with three of us, honey, it's a sideshow and a circus. Ain't a love story. Now we're both sorry. So three of us. So you're talking about you, Tom, and Calvin in this love triangle. Remember the video footage with Tom and Taylor dancing together at the Met Gala 2016? Well, that would explain the ties were black bit. And fans believe that getaway car could be a metaphor for Tom helping her to escape her relationship with Calvin, which links to the I wanted to leave him, I needed a reason. Are you in a 360 deal, sis? Why couldn't you leave Calvin? What was wrong with Calvin that you couldn't leave him? I don't understand this nonsense. But of course, in Taylor's world, this makes so much sense.
Guys, it's Katrina for HollywoodLife.com. And yes, sadly, Taven is over after only 15 months of dating. This comes as a shock because Taylor and Calvin seem so in love, but E-Online is reporting that while the split was super amicable, Calvin started to lose interest in the past few months, and he and Taylor became more like friends.
How much did he pay you to put this out? Because I don't think that this is the narrative that really happened. For once, I'm gonna have to side with Sis here. He was dumped. Now he's trying to act as if he's the dumper when we could see that Sis was with Tom. This man has revisionist history too. Like I told you, all of this is karma for Taylor and her crazy ass ways back, way back when. So now Sis is finally feeling what it felt like for her exes when they broke up with her ass.
Lovers. Wow. Been there. The source also insists Calvin did not cheat on Tay-Tay. No Thai massage parlors involved. But Taylor is really disappointed and felt like Calvin wasn't taking the relationship seriously. And as we told you guys, Taylor was totally pushing for marriage, but Calvin was not ready to walk down the aisle. We're also hearing the breakup happened just before Calvin's recent and very scary car accident. Taylor thought it might actually lead to a reconciliation, but Calvin was firm that they should remain separated. Bring on the breakup songs, Taylor. Okay, but I have to hear from you guys. Are you sad Taylor and Calvin are over?
No, we're not sad, and I'm not buying this damn fake ass news story. Calvin, please. We know what it is. You done paid these folks to lie for your ass. Listen, we all get hurt. Sometimes we're the dumpy. It's okay. You could have taken your L like a G, but nope. You wanted to go pay blogs to go and lie for your ass. We know what it is. Next.
Awkward. Could that be the reason that weeks later she and Harris were Splitsville? And suddenly there was all that PDA with her new beau, actor Tom Hiddleston. The romance documented from Rome to Rhode Island. The couple even canoodling in the ocean while he wore an I Love TS t-shirt. Harris took to Twitter Wednesday to compliment Swift's lyrics, but then accused Swift and her team of going so far out of their way to try and make me look bad, adding, I figure if you're happy in your new relationship, you should focus on that, instead of trying to tear your ex-boyfriend down for something to do. This isn't the first time Harris has had drama with an ex over a song. Cue Ryan Seacrest again.
Unfortunately, we couldn't do the Teen Choice Awards.
What happened?
Ask Calvin.
Yep, Rita Ora told Seacrest that after she broke up with Harris, he prevented her from performing their new song at the Teen Choice Awards.
Red flag. So now we get it here. This man is petty. Always in drama. Sounds just like Taylor, the male version of her. Anyways, not only that, he really stopped Rita from getting her bag because he was big mad. That's what it is, Calvin. See, I done told y'all about those Capricorn men. They are reckless. Not only that, but they're extremely emotional. The fact that you stopped Sis's bag all because you were upset and your ego was bruised tells me all that I need to know about your ass. So you know what, Taylor? You did your thing. Now I see why Taylor decided to publicly embarrass your ass. You are a demon and you have no emotional control or regulation.
In conclusion, Rihanna is singing a song that was written by Taylor. Yeah, because she wrote the song. And it takes two people to fight. One person is not a fight. Calvin, if you said nothing, this would not be a fight. Taylor, if you said nothing, this would not be a fight. Oh, I don't care.
Green flag. Wendy, I'm right there with you. I don't care either. We finna wrap these two right up and get to Tom Hiddleston. Now that Calvin was out of the picture, Taylor and Tom, they ramped things up. Tom even had Taylor meet his mama. Not only that, but she wore his mama's boots while they were out. Now, sis has gone too far. You wearing his mama's boots?
Whittleston were caught on camera again hanging out with Taylor's childhood BFF, Abigail, and her boyfriend, Matt, at Selena Gomez's concert in Nashville last night.
Now, Tom got a lot of swag. And judging by the way that this man is dancing, I can definitely see why he ended up with who he ended up with. We gonna get to that soon.
And we can't argue with that because he is some sexy piece of something. Check out Tom kissing Taylor's hand. The pair was enjoying dinner with pals in Nashville on Thursday night. A source tells ET they seem to be having a great time. And get this, Taylor's parents have already met Tom. The singer was out and about with her mom and dad before her date night, and a source tells ET the four of them all met at her place, where Tom's been staying. I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. Meanwhile, Taylor's ex, Calvin Harris, seems happy he's single. He was Snapchatting on Thursday.
Who else is feeling sexy and free today, man? I am.
Red flag. Calvin, you still yapping? I thought we wrapped you up already, but I guess you just have to be seen. So it looks like things were getting so serious. They were double dating. They seemed like they were frolicking everywhere over the summer. But in true Taylor fashion, the good times never last too long. And by fall, Hiddle Swift was over.
Love lost here. Taylor Swift beams as she hit the streets of New York just hours after her big breakup with actor Tom Hiddleston. Published reports say Taylor called the whole thing off after Tom asked her to be his date at this month's Emmy Awards. Taylor refused. She's never walked the red carpet with a boyfriend.
Red flag. Now, Taylor, I'm not telling you not to break up with Tom. I'm pretty sure there's a good reason. I don't think there is, but whatever. Let me get this straight. So, when you allegedly cheated on Calvin and hopped on Tom, that wasn't taking it too far. When Tom had you meet his mama and you were wearing her boots, that wasn't too far. When you had your parents meet Tom and he spent the night at your parents' place, that wasn't too much. When y'all was frolicking all over the damn place over the summer, kissing and hugging, paparazzi catching you in the core, that wasn't too much. But you and Tom walking the red carpet together, that's where you draw the line. Taylor, I smell something. You know what I smell? I smell garbage. And that's coming from your mouth. Please shut it.
The relationship lasted just 3 months, prompting social media to go crazy with mockery. Taylor started dating Tom just 2 weeks after calling it quits with music producer Calvin Harris. Now, Calvin is making what some are calling a subtle dig at Taylor while accepting an award last night in London.
We've discovered a lot of new exciting experiences together, you know, whether it be touring or dealing with the endless amount of that's written about people in 2016.
I done told y'all these Capricorn men play the long game. He will never shut up. Calvin, we're tired. Please. Even the Lord rested. Give it a rest. We're done. This man better not break up with nobody no more. He cannot handle it. He cannot handle rejection. He will go on for 40 days and 40 nights. 100 nights and 100 days. Calvin is a Capricorn through and through. Boy, I tell you. Now, let's segue into what happened afterwards. Because Loki, a.k.a. Tom Hiddleston, and Calvin, they found their happily ever after. Right after things came to an end with both of these men, they not only ended up with their long-term partners / wives. These men went running to the melanin.
Calvin Harris is a dad. On August 4th, the DJ and his wife, Vic Hope, announced in a post on Instagram that they welcomed their son on July 20th.
Tom Hiddleston and Zawe Ashton are expecting baby number 2.
So now that makes 3 of Taylor's exes who done ran off the plug twice and into the arms of melanated women. This is not lost on me. So we wish both of these brothers the best. Let's continue to her next lover, Joe Alwyn. Joseph Matthew Alwyn is an English actor who was born on February 21st of 1991. He is a Pisces man. Now, we don't went over Pisces men in the Adrienne Bailon case study. I am married to a Pisces man, so I know them very well. What I will say is that Taylor is right up his alley. As far as star signs go, Joe is the best man for her because they will both be clingy and codependent with each other. hugged up, loved up, cuddled up, and up under each other all damn day long. I done told y'all, Pisces men hate a nonchalant woman. They want you to be emotionally available. They love the yearning. They love doing things together. They are those type of men. Clingy as hell.
As like a last question, I fell in love with this detail. Is your mother a therapist?
She is.
What was that like growing up with a mother who's a therapist?
Well, she was just my mum, you know. She is my mum, so it didn't feel any different. But I think she has a great understanding and curiosity in people and an empathy to understand why people are the way they are. And my dad makes documentaries, so similarly, it's a curiosity,
yes.
and that's kind of half of acting, I guess. So maybe some of that rubbed off.
Now we could see why Taylor and Joe lasted for 6 years. Because I was wondering, how the hell was this man's patience that long? What made him the one who could withstand the test of Taylor? He was the only one who passed the test, y'all. And now I see why. Because his mother was a therapist and she taught her son those skills. He had a lot of empathy. He was probably Taylor's counselor and confidant. Probably like, no, babe. Sweetheart, please don't burn those candles in the house. You don't need to do root work anymore. We can just try to talk out our feelings now. We are going to be calm and peaceful and cool and collected in this household. And this is why she was able to calm down with him. Could he be the best of the worst? Now, if you've made it this far in the case study, you're a real one. Unfortunately, my mic decided to die while I was recording, and I didn't even realize that the clips had like really bad sound until I was editing. Now, being that I spent hours recording that material, I'm not re-recording that again. I'm not doing that. But what I will do though is I will provide context to Taylor and Joe's relationship and also Taylor and Maddie Healy's relationship through the eyes and lens of other creators, because sis ain't got time right now. So you are going to see a compilation of both of her relationships with these men.
New reports indicate that Taylor Swift has herself a new man. Taylor is rebounded from Tom Hiddleston with another British actor. On the DL, that seems to be the mantra for Taylor's new relationship with British actor Joe Alwyn.
Taylor Swift and her rumored beau Joe Alwyn enjoy, what else, a cup of joe. Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn step out for a day date in London. Delicate singer took a break from her Reputation Stadium tour to spend some time with her British beau.
But last night he couldn't help shyly smiling as he watched his girl, especially during the song Gorgeous. Fans say she pointed at him during the song, which is about him.
The Swifties were swarming Twitter, sharing their love for Taylor and Joe and talking about Joe's Instagram stories. One fan wrote, "Unproblematic couple, we love to see it." Alright, so if you follow Joe on Instagram, you know that he doesn't post very much. He posts about one photo a month at best and doesn't hit up stories too often. So you can imagine our excitement to see that he posted an entire series of stories Wednesday night. Joe started off sharing some sketches of people, windows, and plants. Then he went on to share this sweet photo of himself peering through a glass of white wine. This could have been a hint that he was with Taylor, given it's completely in line with how she told Billboard she's been spending her time in isolation. She said, quote, "I love spending a full evening cooking a meal while sipping a glass of wine and listening to old music." But that's not confirmation enough for us. The official confirmation came next in his stories. And reminder, these two aren't big on PDA. They've never even posted a photo together on social media. So just a simple confirmation that they are isolating together is a big deal for all Swifties. Joe shared several photos of Taylor's blue-eyed cat Benjamin Button hiding around her place. And honestly, could this cat be any cuter? I think my personal favorite is Benjamin Button in the cardboard box.
I've never personally encountered a cat that preferred to be carried as if they're a human baby.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh! He played me in Scrabble.
I'm about to. It's a tight game. No, I can wait. I'll make him wait. It'll make him sweat. His game will get, he'll get stressed. And he'll be like, what's she gonna play next? What's she gonna play next? Is she gonna get that triple word?
I think something big's coming.
Yeah. Which, it's not.
Taylor Swift just shared new details about her famously private relationship with Joe Alwyn in a new interview with Paul McCartney in Rolling Stone. One particular part of the interview stood out to fans, though, when Paul asked Taylor about her song Peace from her Folklore album. In case you forgot, fans thought Peace was about Taylor asking Joe, who lives a relatively normal life for an actor, if he would still choose to be with her, even if that meant he'd never have peace because of her level of A-list fame. In the song, she sings, "All these people think love's for show, but I would die for you in secret. The devil's in the details, but you got a friend in me. Would it be enough if I could never give you peace?" And now Taylor confirmed to Paul that the song is about exactly what we thought it was about, without naming Joe's name, of course. She said, quote, "Peace is actually more rooted in my personal life. I know you have done a really excellent job of this in your personal life, carving out a human life within a public life, and how scary that can be when you do fall in love and you meet someone, especially if you've met someone who has a very grounded, normal way of living." Taylor continued on and explained that, quote, "I oftentimes in my anxieties can control how I am as a person and how normal I act and rationalize things, but I cannot control if there are 20 photographers outside in the bushes and what they do and if they follow our car and if they interrupt our lives. I can't control if there's going to be a fake weird headline about us in the news tomorrow." So Paul followed up by asking Taylor if her partner was understanding and sympathetic to this complicated situation that she sings about in Peace, and Taylor responded saying, "Oh, absolutely." Taylor also goes into how her private relationship with Joe has changed her. She revealed that, quote, "I think that in knowing him and being in the relationship I'm in now, I have definitely made decisions that have made my life feel more like a real life and less like just a storyline to be commented on in tabloids. Whether that's deciding where to live, who to hang out with, when to not take a picture, the idea of privacy feels so strange to try to explain. But it's really just trying to find bits of normalcy.
Is heading back out on tour next year, but this time she's not letting it hit hard on her relationship.
Okay. Really? How's she gonna avoid that?
Well, Dish Nation is exclusively hearing that Taylor is planning to lock in date breaks during her tour. So meaning she's not gonna be on tour and have those long stretches where she doesn't see her man. She's gonna schedule and make him a priority. So she's gonna make sure that she has time to see her boyfriend Joe Alwyn.
Oh, okay. Really? Why doesn't he just go with her?
In an ideal world, she would like for him to drop everything and join her on tour. But Joe's acting career is actually booming. So Taylor has to compromise.
He's not black, honey, so he's an independent man and works for himself and do his work.
You black and you work for yourself.
I know that, so that's why I'm not compromising about it. I work for myself. That's why Joe needs to work for himself, not for Taylor.
But you said because he's like black men aren't independent, and they are.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're going to be so tired and stressed out from having to leave your tour to go to wherever your dude is and jump back on a plane and be back on time. And
that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay. So that's why she's planning for it. If you want to make somebody a priority in your life and you're busy, then you have to plan for those moments.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
and now they said while the tour head over heels in love, our sources also add that she shouldn't expect a proposal anytime soon.
Oh, wow. Sources?
Yeah, the sources.
That's not really nice, that part.
Yeah, I think Gary called in the line and said that.
William Bowery is Joe, as we know. And Joe plays piano beautifully, and he's always just playing and making things up and kind of creating things. And Exile was crazy because Joe had written that entire piano part, that dun 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 dun, and it was singing the Bon Iver part, that I can see you standing, honey, with his arms around your body, laughing, but the joke's not funny at all. Yeah, he was just singing it the way that the whole first verse is.
Wow.
And so I was entranced and asked if we could keep writing that one. And it was pretty obvious that it should be a duet because he's got such a low voice and it sounded really good sung down there and in that register. And then we're really, really, really big Bon Iver fans. I just heard Joe singing the entire fully formed chorus of Betty from another room. And I just was like, hello.
You're like, I do this professionally.
Hello.
I'd love to have a conversation.
It was a step that we would never have taken because why would we have ever written a song together?
I thought you were doing a bit when you're like, Joe and I wrote a song, And then I was like, what? I thought it was going to be like, you know, like people write like cute songs about their animals in relationships. And then you're like, no, we wrote like a real song. And I was like, what? And then you sent it to me. I was like,
So this was the first time we had a conversation where I came in and I was like, hey, this could be really weird and we could hate this. So could we just, because we're in quarantine and there's nothing else going on, could we just try to see what it's like if we write this song together? So he was singing the chorus of it and I thought it sounded really good from a man's voice, from a masculine perspective. And I really liked that it seemed to be an apology.
I mentioned you won a Grammy for your work with your girlfriend, Taylor Swift, so that's amazing. Okay. But I love that I find it really cool, you did it under a pseudonym. It wasn't your name.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did you choose to do that?
Well, we chose to do it so that people first and foremost would listen to the music first before dissecting the fact that we did it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did it under a name, William Bowery, which sounds like...
Very fancy.
Very fancy.
Yeah.
Sounds like a kind of Agatha Christie character
Yeah.
who should be wearing a monocle with a big moustache. But it was a combination of William, who my great-grandfather, who I never actually met, was a composer. He wrote a lot of classical music, and he wrote a lot of film scores. And then Bowery is the area in New York that I spent a lot of time in when I first went over there. So
I love that.
stick them together.
That's how you do, okay.
Taylor Swift is taking some serious measures in order to keep a low profile when it comes to her relationship, but rest assured, she and Joe are doing better than ever.
Aw, so y'all notice I didn't say red flags anywhere here because I wanted you guys to see the compilation of this beautiful couple for the 6 years they were together. However, if you have watched this case study from part 1, you already know what's coming. Now, unfortunately, after 6 years of dating, Joe and Taylor called it quits. Those 6 years did not change sis one bit. She was right back at it again, up to her usual shenanigans. So let's get to her breakup with Joe Alwyn.
ET exclusively learned Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn called it quits. Now a source is giving us insight into their breakup, explaining that the couple is in totally different places in their lives right now.
There's so many moving parts to this.
The two split a few weeks ago after 6 years of dating. And ET's source says while it was more the singer's decision to break up, they both realized neither of them was, to quote Taylor, the one.
So why did Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn break up? Well, Taylor gives us the answer in the Anthologies track, How Did It End? Taylor and Joe dated for 6 years and were likely on the path to marriage, so all of us want to know what happened. Well, Taylor jumps right into it in the intro of this song saying, "We hereby conduct this post-mortem." A post-mortem, for those who don't know, is basically an autopsy, figuring out why something died. So she's saying, here we go, we're going to talk about why my relationship died.
Red flag. No, Taylor. Here you go with your scheming ass. We know dang on well you're about to lie. I have a feeling that whatever she put on wax is not really what occurred. And again, I am really upset that Taylor got me here defending a man. I don't like to do that normally. But I gotta keep it real, y'all. Joe was the only man she dated who did not bother her. Literally the only one who left her alone. He's also the only one who has been respectful to her this whole entire breakup. We're going to figure out if her lyrics ring true or not. I guess her delusional mind doesn't come with a memory bank because she seems to forget all of the stuff she done said throughout the years about her relationship with Joe. So let's figure out what happened. And of course, there's always going to be his side, her side, and the truth. But judging by Taylor's pattern, I can already tell that this is about to be some BS.
She then says, he was a hothouse flower to my outdoorsman. So obviously an outdoorsman is someone who spends a lot of time outside, out in the world, exploring, enjoying nature. Whereas a hothouse flower is more of an exotic flower that needs a specific environment to thrive in and is more sheltered, stays inside. She's pretty much saying she wanted their relationship to be public and Joe did not. Of course, this is a perfect counter to Taylor, who wants to be out in the world, which of course is summed up in Bejeweled when she says, by the way, I'm going out tonight.
I also was falling in love with someone who had a really wonderfully normal, balanced, grounded life. And we decided together that we wanted our relationship to be private.
I did one thing right. Red flag, lie number 1 right here. She's a liar. Taylor is a habitual liar. This is a problem, y'all. It's an illness. Now, I can already predict that somebody will be in my comments defending your girl's honor and saying, well, maybe he made her do that. Maybe he forced her to be private. Well, she is publicly saying that he didn't. And she did this on her own volition. There was no force in here. She just does not like to face the truth, and she is allergic to accountability. I don't know why, but no, I do know why. Her daddy. I can already see it, y'all. Her daddy. It always leads back to the parents, but in this situation, her daddy. I know that's where she gets it from. She done watched him this whole time. This is who she's learning her pattern from. And of course, you know, the other side, the insecurity and the anxiety, that's her mama though. But when it comes to lying, scheming, scamming, narky behavior, that is definitely daddy. Allegedly. And we're gonna get to his scamming ass in part 4. Just be on guard for that.
In case you missed it, there's been a lot happening with Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn lately. It all started during a very teary-eyed performance of Champagne Problems on the Eras Tour, which Swifties anticipated was mid-breakup with Joe at this point. Soon after, she swaps Invisible String for The One on her set list, and all hell breaks loose. Soon after, Entertainment Tonight pops in to announce that Taylor and Joe have broken up after 6 years of dating, citing a source that said the relationship had just run its course. 2 days later, People speaks to someone who says differences in their personalities caused their breakup. Naturally, following their breakup, a bunch of Taylor's friends unfollowed Joe all at once on social media. And soon after, Taylor deleted a video of herself talking about Joe, causing the internet to spiral. A few months later, Jack Antonoff revealed that You're Losing Me, which dropped in May 2023, was written back in December 2021, causing heads to turn. The next day, Taylor's publicist Tree Payne shut down speculation that Taylor and Joe had previously married. This brings us to 2024 when Taylor revealed her new album is called The Tortured Poets Department, which fans immediately assume was a reference to Joe's group chat with Paul Mescal and Andrew Scott called The Tortured Man Club. Then, Taylor revealed the bonus song on Tortured Poets is called The Bolter, and everyone immediately thinks it's a reference to that time Joe quite literally bolted to a car with Taylor when they were dating. The next night, Taylor told her Melbourne audience that she was lonely while dating Joe and writing Folklore, and sang a mashup of songs that fans have decided meant Joe cheated during their relationship, even though there's literally no proof this happened. It only gets messier though, because when Taylor was performing in Sydney, she announced a new Tortured Poets bonus track, The Albatross, which Swifties are convinced is also about Joe. If you didn't know, an albatross is defined by Merriam-Webster as something that causes persistent, deep concern or anxiety, and something that greatly hinders accomplishment.
Joe. So why did Taylor Swift and Joe Alwyn break up?
Taylor Swift reveals that she is the one that dumped Joe after 6 years of dating on the Tortured Poets Department, and here's why. In the album, Taylor talks about Joe's quiet resentment and the fact that he was a sad person and also wanted Taylor to be sad. Taylor talks about the end of the relationship in the bridge of So Long London, saying that she was holding tight onto his quiet resentment towards her. She also describes their relationship as being a ship that is sinking, and that Joe was trying to blame Taylor for abandoning the ship, but her heart was sinking with the relationship. She also talks about being scared towards the end of the relationship, not even being sure if Joe wanted to be there. She also said that her friends were really worried about her because it's not normal to be scared every day of a relationship. And in the end of the bridge, Taylor talks about Joe thinking that she is the saddest person alive. She sings, "How much sad did you think I had left in me?" And this is a really interesting lyric because the peak of Joe and Taylor's relationship was in the lockdown during COVID when they wrote the songs for Folklore and Evermore together. In 2020 during lockdown, Joe took the sodium of William Bowery, and together they wrote the songs Betty and Exile for Folklore, and then they wrote Champagne Problems, Coney Island, and Evermore together for the follow-up album Evermore.
That is one of the most heartbreaking tales of unrequited love I've ever heard in my entire life. And it shouldn't be written by somebody who is honestly and obviously very much in love. So I don't know how you got there.
Well, Joe and I really love sad songs. We've always bonded over music, so it was...
Clearly, you've written some of the saddest songs of your career together. What's going on?
Songs. We just really love sad songs. What can I say? I say it was a surprise that we started writing together, but in a way it wasn't, because we have always bonded over music and had the same musical tastes, and he's always the person who's showing me songs by artists, and then they become my favorite songs or whatever.
Joe Alwyn is talking about his relationship with Taylor Swift. He's been doing press for the movie Kinds of Kindness, and he did an interview with the Sunday Times Style. And the headline just calling him London Boy was already sending me. But they asked him about Taylor Swift, if he's listened to the Tortured Poets Department, their relationship being private, like everything. He obviously didn't want to reveal too much because he is a very private person, but he did want to say in terms of their relationship being private, it was something that they both agreed upon. There's been a lot of talk, especially recently, of Joe being the one that wanted to keep Taylor private, but he is saying in this interview that it was a decision that they made together. He also confirmed the timeline between them breaking up and it actually hitting the press. Fans had been wondering if they had actually broken up a long while before the news actually came out, but he was saying just 1 week.
There are countless examples of this, such as when Joe had her using a disguise to go around, or the viral clip of him pulling her into a car after an award show.
I just want to know why Joe Alwyn was always acting like this. Was he trying to channel his inner Indiana Joe, escaping from a lost ruin with some secret treasure? Or was he trying to recreate Ocean's 13, doing a bank heist from the Look What You Made Me Do music video? There were no civilians around, no fans, no paparazzi. Why was he rushing all the time? It's not like he was rushing to get back to Taylor's home to go and rehearse for his movies because he wasn't booking any movies. And did he not realize that he didn't need to rush because that's what security is for and the bulletproof Escalade is for as well? I get Taylor's last name is Swift, but he really took it literally.
She finishes this introduction by saying our maladies were such that we could not cure them. A malady is a sickness, so she's saying this negative aspect of their relationship, the fact that she wanted to go out in the world, be public, and he wanted to stay inside and keep things private, like not even giving an answer when asked his favorite Taylor Swift song, was such a compatibility issue that it killed them. So that difference of a private life versus a public life is why they broke up.
So now to our GMA cover story, actor Joe Alwyn opening up about his 6-year-long relationship and breakup with Taylor Swift. Eva Pilgrim is here with the details. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Michael. Joe Alwyn is in the midst of doing press for his latest project, Kinds of Kindness. But the thing so many people want to know about is not his work, but his ex-girlfriend, the one and only Taylor Swift. While Swift has written some songs, neither of them have ever commented on their breakup before, until now.
This morning, Taylor Swift's ex, Joe Alwyn, speaking publicly for the first time about their split.
Lover.
The London-raised actor speaking to the Sunday Times about the breakup, saying, the end of a long, loving, fully committed relationship that is a hard thing to navigate. Alwyn acknowledging the frenzy in the aftermath, saying, there is always going to be a gap between what is known and what is said. I have made my peace with that.
This pain would be forevermore.
Swift and Alwyn were together for 6 years.
Your heart was glass, I dropped it, champagne problems.
The two even writing 6 songs together.
I think I've seen this film before, and I didn't like the ending.
While Swift hasn't spoken publicly about the split, she did appear to address the breakup in her new album, The Tortured Poets Department.
So long, London.
The songstress seemingly writing the song So Long London about that time. Even the title seemingly a reference to a group chat Alwyn has with his friends called the Tortured Man Club.
Hi y'all. Today's video essay is a deep reading of Midnight's, and essentially I'm titling it a Midnight's How a Portrait of Unhealed Trauma Destroys Love. So a few days ago I did a video where I talked about my theory of the case of why Joe and Taylor broke up, and after I did that, it actually inspired me to go back to what I've always believed to be, and I want to even say known to be, a chronicle of the demise of that relationship, and a album that was, I believe, Taylor Swift at her most psychologically vulnerable, which is Midnight's. I think that she purposely obfuscated what was going on in that album by calling it 13 Sleepless Nights. And while there are definitely sleepless nights on that album and songs like Maroon, The Glitch, this is a chronicle of the demise of a relationship. She is radically self-aware in this record. And it's actually a chronicle more specifically of self-destruction. And at the end of the day, underneath all the synths and everything, it's like a pretty raw psychological autopsy. The version of Taylor that we see now in Life of a Showgirl, who is cold, purely capitalistic, honestly amoral, doesn't really care about anything other than the bottom line, was a conscious choice. You know, she had the opportunity, I think, in her life with Joe to pick what I would describe, or what she describes as, a peaceful life, but she chose to turn away from it. And the reason why she chose to turn away from it was fear of abandonment. And she's completely self-aware of that, I think, at one of the most raw songs on the album, which is Antihero. Obviously, she says, do you think my covert narcissism, like disguises altruism like some kind of congressman? And she says, I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving because you got tired of my scheming for the last time. She's expressing fear that the person who she is inside is actually driving away the one person who she loved the most. And this is a fear that has existed throughout their relationship and throughout her writing about their relationship. You see it on songs like Peace, Cornelia Street, The Archer. She's terrified of being not enough for him, but also too much for him. And that creates an anxiety and I think triggers her abandonment wound. My boy was a montage. I broke his heart because he was nice. Basically, she's admitting it. I broke his heart because he was nice. I ran from him because he was I thought he was too good for me, honestly. And then she says, he was sunshine, I was midnight rain. He wanted it comfortable, I wanted that pain. He wanted a bride, I was chasing my own name. Chasing that fame, he stayed the same. All of me changed like midnights. She's confessing that she chose pain. That she chose pain because it was more familiar. And even though fame might destroy her and has destroyed her, it's a destruction that she understands. I think that the showgirl that we are so angry with was born in this moment.
Now, sis, I do agree with your analysis. She definitely has trauma. I don't think it started with the men's, though. It started with her daddy. I know a father wound when I see one. And Taylor has definitely had a father wound. It looks like she has spent her whole life trying to please her parents, most notably her father. And I think that this is where that people pleasing comes up, especially with the men that she chooses. Whenever you see a woman choosing men, and they are the bottom barrel type of men, and she likes to be in relationships that are chaotic, that lets me know that there's definitely a father wound somewhere.
Back in the presidential election, I was in such a horrendous place that I wasn't going to pop my head out of the sand for anything.
Why would you? I mean, does Bob Hope do
Well,
it?
why-
Does Bing Crosby do it? Does Mick
Hey,
Jagger
what the
do it?
hell? Come
No, what
on.
I'm saying right now is
Bob
if-
Hope and First Bing of all, Crosby. These aren't your dad's celebrities, and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
Imagine if we came to you and said, hey, we've got this idea that we could halve the number of people that come to you next tour.
And the other thing, just from a security
So you
standpoint,
think
Taylor Swift comes out against Trump.
I don't care if they write that. I'm sad that I didn't 2 years ago, but I can't change that. I'm saying right now that this is something that I know is right, and you guys, I need to be on the right side of history. And if he
Taylor-
doesn't win, then at least I tried.
Taylor, here's the problem.
I just want to read you what I wrote, and I'm going to try to start. I just really want you to know that this is important to me.
I
and this
totally
is something that,
agree with the issue, but
have
let
you
me explain
heard
to you.
hers? Have you just heard
Yes,
it?
I've read the entire thing, and the bottom line right now, I'm terrified. I'm the guy that went out and bought armored cars.
I worry for her safety as much as anybody does, maybe more. It really is a big deal to me. She votes against fair pay for women. She votes against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is just basically protecting us from domestic abuse and stalking. She thinks that if you're a gay couple, or even if you look like a gay couple, you should be allowed to be kicked out of a restaurant. It's really basic human rights, and it's right and wrong at this point. And I can't see another commercial and see her disguising these policies behind the words Tennessee Christian values. Those aren't Tennessee Christian values.
I live in Tennessee. I am Christian. That's not what we stand for. I need to do this. I need you to just... Dad, I need you to forgive me for doing it, because I'm doing it.
By the way, the scene that you just watched occurred in 2020. That was around the time that she was with Joe. Notice how she was all about supporting and being an ally to marginalized people. Now, the interesting thing is that Joe is also an activist, and he has been known to support a lot of causes, including the Free Palestine movement.
While Taylor Swift's new album is trending, here's what her ex Joe Alwyn is doing for Gaza. Taylor's silence on Palestine has been deafening for years, but Joe Alwyn, the actor who dated Swift for 6 years, has consistently supported Palestine. Most recently, Alwyn signed the Filmworkers for Palestine pledge. In February 2024, he supported Artists for Ceasefire at the pre-BAFTA dinner. By April, he helped raise funds at the Cinema for Gaza auction, and in October, he appeared in a DEC video urging donations for Gaza and Lebanon.
We've seen families struggle to survive, doing everything they can to keep their loved ones safe. DEC charities and their local partners are providing life-saving aid, including food, water, shelter.
This activism actually runs in his family. His great-uncle Bruce Kent was a legendary peace activist and patron of the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Unlike Taylor Swift's silence, Joe Alwyn's activism is personal and consistent, and he's used his platform to fundraise and call for justice.
Joe is really about that life. So he's not performing, y'all, but your girl Taylor is. There's a lot of controversy around here, a lot of rumors swirling. The streets are talking. Allegedly, this is very alleged because I don't like to out people. That's not my ministry, okay? I just report on what I see. Allegedly, Joe and Taylor had a lavender relationship. And she even has a song called Lavender.
Bieber Haze is track 1 on Midnights. In the era of social media, and if the world finds out that you're in love with somebody, they're gonna weigh in on it. Like my relationship for 6 years, we've had to dodge weird rumors, tabloid stuff, and we just ignore it. And so this song is sort of about the act of ignoring that stuff to protect the real stuff.
Streets are saying that Joe was seen taking very suspicious pictures with other men, but Taylor also had a very extremely suspiciously close friendship with a model by the name of Carly Klaus.
I've done a lot of listening and a lot of thinking, and I have determined that father figure, I believe, is intended to be about Joe Alwyn. And a huge shout out to TikTok user Libby Fern, who sparked this idea and did a really good analysis about this. First of all, we know that Taylor Swift is never going to pass up an opportunity to call Joe Alwyn poor. When I found you, you were young, wayward, lost in the cold, pulled up to you in the Jag, turned your rags into gold. Joe is obviously literally younger than Taylor. He was born in 1991, but he also is obviously at a much lower place in his career. He was just out of acting school when they started dating, and Taylor signed her first record deal at 15. But she says, you remind me of a younger me. She saw potential. She saw someone who was probably like hungry, you know, very interested in art, queer, just looking to make a big splash in the world. Brown liquor, like whiskey, is something that's an acquired taste. So that's like saying that she's been in this longer, you know, she knows what she's doing. I'll be your father figure. It's a relationship, a bearding relationship, but she has the power. And so in the movie version of The Life of a Showgirl, when she's talking about turning the song into a power dynamic, that's what she's saying. They're in a relationship, but she is the one with all the power. This love is pure profit. Obviously, it's profitable for Joe because people know who he is now and no one knew who he is before, and for Taylor because she could write her gayest music ever, and then reputation, and then prance around to be like, this is about my boyfriend Joe Alwyn, and no one was the wiser. And interesting, this love is pure profit, just step into my office, is a slant rhyme, but what rhymes with profit is closet. Just step into my closet. Once again, like when Taylor and Joe went out to dinner, I paid the check before it kisses the mahogany grain. She would always pick up the check. She's like, I'm in charge here. And she tells him they want to see you rise. They don't want you to reign. Like, people liked Joe as Taylor's boyfriend. They liked seeing him in conversations with friends. They liked him getting roles. But first and foremost, he was Taylor Swift's boyfriend. Everyone knows that. They don't want him to be bigger than Taylor Swift because they are fans of him because they're fans of Taylor Swift. And once again, they'll know your name in the streets. Like, people know who Joe Alwyn is because of Taylor Swift. If he was just in conversations with friends, which arguably he wouldn't have been without this relationship, no one would care. And then Libby pointed out, like, when you are a gay person and you meet another person who you think is gay, you are like, are you part of the family? So I protect the family being like, I protect the Taylor Swift empire, but also I protect all of this like closeting queer artist that's going on, and you are part of that now. And then the bridge, I saw a change in you, my dear boy, and it makes a lot of sense that she says my dear boy if it's about Joe Alwyn. And then this part, your thoughtless ambition sparked the ignition on foolish decisions. Does everyone remember Grammygate? Grammygate was this whole thing where Taylor had given writing credits on Folklore to Joe Alwyn as a pseudonym, William Bowery, when Folklore was released on certain songs like Exile and Betty. And yet after the 2021 Grammys, when Folklore won Album of the Year, William Bowery was added to the credits on all of the songs. A very strange move, very suspicious, which led to misguided visions that to fulfill your dreams, you had to get rid of me. Joe also started doing interviews where they would ask him, like, what's your favorite Taylor Swift song? And he would be like, he would like deflect and sort of like try to steer the interview back to him. And it's like, he thought that by getting rid of Taylor Swift, like he could finally achieve fame. And he was, you know, completely deluded that people liked him outside of being Taylor Swift's boyfriend. And so obviously we don't know what went down at the end of Taylor's relationship with Joe. But he pissed her off. He did something to make her really mad. And he was like, you know, caught on Grindr, and he had these scandals where he was like hooking up with guys. And she covered up his scandals. Who covered up your scandals? But she's saying, whose portrait's on the mantle? Mistake my kindness for weakness and find your card canceled. She's like, I'm nice, but you crossed a line, and so you are not on my payroll anymore.
You're not going to have that conversation with Taylor Swift? No. Okay. I like women, and particularly gay women. So
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah. Is she gay?
The Daily Mail allegedly came very close to outing Taylor Swift and Karlie Kloss just in order to get clicks for their exclusive subscription. Everything in this video is alleged, not confirmation of validity of allegations. The foreign online tabloid must really want the clicks to come as close as you can without going all the way to outing the illiterate model and the A-plus list singer. And again, this is allegedly the Daily Mail and Karlie Kloss and Taylor Swift. And this article is exclusive, and you have to subscribe and pay to continue reading. So they obviously were trying to get people to subscribe to their content by writing this clickbait title. And the related headline reads, How Taylor Swift Dropped Karlie Kloss After Those Rumors Tells You Everything About Her Latest Drama. And the other related headline reads, Taylor Swift has dumped Blake Lively like she did Karlie Kloss. Taylor Swift was once inseparable from Karlie Kloss. When Karlie Kloss recently announced that she is pregnant with her third child, celebrities including Vittoria Soretti, who's Leonardo DiCaprio's rumored girlfriend, Brie Larson, Paris Hilton, Reese Witherspoon, and Gal Gadot congratulated her on the news. Prominent among those who commented on Kloss's Instagram post was Kim Kardashian, the woman who is cited as one of the reasons Taylor Swift ended the friendship with the model. Karlie Kloss and Taylor Swift's friendship has been a topic of interest for years. They were once inseparable, attending events together, taking road trips, and sharing sweet moments on the red carpet. However, their friendship reportedly started to unravel around 2016 amidst Swift's highly publicized feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. Karlie Kloss's comments about Kim Kardashian being a good person reportedly contributed to the rift, as Swift was unhappy with Kloss's involvement in the feud. Although the model tried to downplay the drama, the two eventually stopped being seen together publicly. Their friendship seemingly ended for good when Kloss married Joshua Kushner in 2018, and Swift didn't attend either of their weddings.
Why did I wake up to go stalk Taylor Swift? I'm literally reading people's comments, leaving Kissgate, and I'm looking all these things up because I don't know, and I'm just in my Swiftie era now, and I'm so curious because I'm like, this is how you know. You guys were so right. I'm literally going down this rabbit hole because why am I on Reddit? Why am I on Reddit literally checking what Kissgate is? And like, I don't know if it's true. Some people were like, oh, like, it's true. That was her roommate. That was her little side piece, her little girlfriend. And people are like, no, she's like straight. But like, I could see it. Like, I could see them being like a couple. I don't know if are they actually kissing here? Like her and Karlie? Like, because they make a cute couple. I'm not gonna lie. They look like twins. They look like they could be related, but also, you know that saying where like your soulmate looks like yourself? Like, why is this actually cute though? What were they doing? But also, this could have been like a girly pop, like cute little moment that they were just having, like a friendship moment. But like, I'm looking at all these cute little photos of them. Some people were saying they're not friends anymore, but I really hope that's not true. This was such an iconic, y'all these photos that I found, like, what is this? Please stop. You guys are so unserious. Like the little Kaylor ships and the sketchy photos of them being like, just a little touch. Everybody knows. everybody knows. And speaking of Vogue covers, Haley, no, I'm just kidding. Good thing the Swifties put me on this Vogue issue with Carly and Taylor. I was just thinking about it the other day and I was just like, bye. Why did they eat super bad? So we're tuning in. We're back. Follow for more Swifties because we are so back. I gotta go back to my lore and deep diving and digging because there's still so much I haven't seen and everyone keeps sending me like messages and commenting on the different types of lore. So I'm gonna lock in, okay? But let's go back to the Vogue shoot because this was probably one of my favorite Vogue shoots, like in general, not even just of like Taylor, just like Vogue shoots. Because why is it just everything about it just screams, this is what makes us girls, with Lana Del Rey, bro. Like, oh my god, it's so tea. Like, it just makes you want to live this plot. They were really, what is this, Big Sur, right, in Cali? I know they kissed.
Hey, my wife and I's anniversary is coming up. Where should I take her?
Congratulations, and you should take her to Big Sur. Congratulations, and you should take her to Big Sur.
But although it may seem like the two are inseparable, Taylor was recently photographed in a rare sighting in Big Sur up in Northern California this week without the company of her man. A fan posted a photo with Taylor while spending time at the resort's Falcon Experience. The fan captioned the photo, quote, another highlight of our California adventure, running into Taylor Swift during our Falcon Experience in Big Sur. She was so sweet and ended up spending about 20 minutes with us and the majestic birds.
I've truly been saying this since day one. Since Karlie Kloss showed up at the Eras Tour, which, by the way, not to brag, but I was there, actually. Anyways, right after that, a month after Karlie showed up at the Eras Tour, Taylor Swift suddenly had a new boyfriend. And that boyfriend was known by Karlie Kloss. She's been pictured with him multiple times at 2 of her houses. She's a documented Chiefs fan. I think Karlie Kloss was like, here, perfect. Here's your beard. I really don't think Taylor Swift and Karlie Kloss are in a feud anymore, and my delusion would say they're together.
Karlie Kloss's marriage to Joshua Kushner is allegedly a contracted relationship, and the contract is almost up, and she's out. There have long been rumors that Karlie Kloss is allegedly a lesbian, and most recently, a blind item alleged that she got a little too cozy with Sydney Sweeney while she was in Venice for Jeff Bezos' wedding. Her ex-model and her husband didn't even have a single photo that wasn't taken by a paparazzi. They are not trying to hide anything about where they were. Well, he isn't. As a matter of fact, the more she shows up next to him, the higher his career goes. The real problem is he's a horrible actor. Either way, the contract is ending soon, and the former model will be able to continue her life without her man's habits and women with madness who are letting her get eaten alive by hateful people online. And again, this allegedly Karlie Kloss and Joshua Kushner. And the related headline reads, pregnant Karlie Kloss hits Venice for Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's $20 million wedding after her famous in-laws.
Private but not a secret is very different than a secret relationship. Joe Alwyn and Taylor Swift, whatever they had going on was private but not a secret. Whatever is happening on the majority of Reputation, baby, that's a secret. That's a secret. She's opening songs like, I loved you in secret, point blank, period. There's really no our secret moments in a crowded room. They got no idea, none, zero, zilch about me and you. Every single song, she's like in a back room in a dark corner, implying once again just how secret this affair was. So I don't know who Reputation is about. I frankly don't care. All I know is private is very different than secret. To add to that, did we not also confirm that she started writing Reputation during 1989 because one of her assistants was talking about her writing different songs on the private jet during the 1989 tour?
And then there were some cheating rumors. They alleged that Joe cheated on Taylor with one of his co-stars. But y'all want to know what the crazy thing is? There's also an alleged rumor that Taylor was cheating on him with Maddie Healy.
Things are not looking good for Joe as cheating rumors intensify after some of Taylor's innermost circle unfollows him on social media. A very, very quick recap is that Emma Laird, who is Joe's current co-star, uploaded this picture of him to Instagram The internet lost it. She was basically bullied to turn off her comments. Another reason that fans were so upset at Emma was because she had liked this post from Just Jared talking about Taylor and Joe's breakup. And lastly, the fact that Emma had uploaded a picture of her with Scooters back in January, so when she uploaded this picture of Joe in April, people were like, this is an old pic, it's from a date night back in January. Again, don't shoot the messenger. Now Taylor's brother Austin has unfollowed Joe on Instagram, while Joe still follows both Taylor and Austin. Taylor had a friend date in New York with Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And after that, both Ryan and Blake have unfollowed Joe, while Joe still follows Ryan. I don't know who ever followed Blake in the first place. And 20 minutes ago, Page Six reported that Taylor has been spotted with Gigi and the Haim sisters walking around New York. Gigi still follows Joe on Instagram, and if she unfollows him after this encounter, then I'm gonna believe something dirty did go down.
Everyone is wondering what Joe did on April 19th. And fixated on Taylor with her squad, got everybody unfollowing him. He must have done something wrong. This is where the revisionist history happens, y'all. I believe that Taylor started to paint a narrative about him to her friends and family. And then the Avengers came. And now this is what you're seeing with all her friends unfollowing him and making him out to be the villain. When in reality, she got with Maddie Healy at this time. Oh, let's get into that character.
Let me explain why the song The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived by Taylor Swift is not about Maddie Healy, but is actually about Joe Alwyn. This is one of the most often requested songs I'm asked to discuss, so let's talk about it, and I'll explain how I approach this song and interpret it. By the way, I'm Mary, and this is part of my deep dive of the Torture Poets Department album from the perspective of a songwriter and a former English teacher. And just to warn you, talking about this song is going to take us down a huge rabbit hole, so buckle in because there's so much to talk about. The Smallest Man is autobiographical, and I'll explain how we know that once we get into the lyrics. In this song, Taylor is addressing a real person about a real incident within the backdrop of their relationship. So what we need is a lot of context, especially the context of everything Taylor has said in her music about Joe and their relationship. Because I think a lot of people interpret this song only within the context of the few months after her breakup with Joe. That's why I think so many people think this song, or even this whole album, is about Maddie Healy. But from the very beginning, Taylor has associated this album with a red herring. She literally included this in her album release announcement. And if we look at this song with what she said and what we know about Joe, the references to him become very obvious. Before we look at the song line by line, we need to establish a larger context and talk about how the tone and message of the song is that it's a confrontation. Taylor is confronting someone about something specific that they did. She refers to this specific incident when she starts the song with, "Was any of it true?" Later in the bridge, she refers to it again by saying, "And you'll confess why you did it." And at the end of the song, she refers to it for the third time when she says, "But you are what you did." So something specific happened that prompted her to have this confrontation. To me, context and background information are always important, so I have to remind you of what happened in April 2023, because there's a specific event that I think a lot of people have forgotten about, which is the mass unfollowing of Joe on Instagram by Taylor's friends and family. Here's a quick recap. Taylor's and Joe's breakup was officially reported at the beginning of April 2023, which means they might have already broken up by the end of March. Weeks later, on April 19th, now remember this date, Taylor was seen meeting with her closest friends. And on that same day, April 19th, they started unfollowing Joe on Instagram. And within 24 to 48 hours, Taylor's brother and closest friends had all unfollowed Joe. So for her family and closest friends to mass unfollow Joe at the same time, weeks after they had already broken up, that tells me something very specific happened. They found out something that Joe did, something so bad, something that was such a violation and betrayal of Taylor that they all cut ties with him immediately. This never blew up in the press because just as people started speculating about what may have happened with Joe, that's when the media started reporting about Taylor and Maddie. And the public went crazy about that, so this whole thing with Joe was quickly forgotten. That's why I think Taylor says in this song, "You deserve prison, but you won't get time." And in Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, when she says, "The scandal was contained. The bullet had just grazed. At all costs, keep your good name." And in the song LML, when she refers to him as, "You low down boy, you stand up guy." She's talking about Joe. She couldn't possibly be talking about Maddie because it would make no sense. It would make no sense for her to say Maddie kept his good name or is seen as a stand-up guy when we all know that the public's perception of Maddie has always been overwhelmingly negative when it comes to his associations with Taylor. But Joe? The public's perception of him is still largely positive. But if you study Taylor's work, the red flags were always there in every album since Reputation. But going back to The Smallest Man and the specific betrayal that inspired Taylor to write this song, the reason why April 19th is important, the day that prompted the great unfollowing of Joe, is because exactly 1 year later, to the day, on April 19th, 2024, is when Taylor chose to release the Torture Poets Department. So for me, this is the larger context within which this song exists.
Ooh, let's get into that racist ass demon of a man. Not only that, but for you to go from Joe to Maddie already lets me know that you've lost the plot, sis. You wanted to change the whole history of your relationship so that people wouldn't be on his side. You see, this is what happens when you're trying to be somebody's psychologist and counselor. This is why I do not recommend you do that. Now, another thing about April 19th is that this date is significant in history. In case many of you do not know, I have a degree in political science, so your girl loves to research history and whatnot. And one thing that I will say about April 19th is when all of the most wicked, heinous acts that have been known to man, they were committed on that day. It's like an anniversary date for the neo. Let's go down what exactly has happened throughout history on April 19th. 1775, the battles of Lexington and Concord began the American Revolutionary War. April 19, 1943, the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising against Yahtzee rule starts. Then, April 19th, 1993, the Waco siege ends in fire unaliving Branch Davidians. This was a whole government versus Yahtzee situation. It was a whole shootout. Y'all go and research it. 1995, the Oklahoma City it unalived 168 people. That was on April 19th. Then another fact about April 19th is that was the date that Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris had chosen for their unaliving spree at Columbine High School in 1999. But it got thwarted, and so they had to switch the date to April 20th. That is because it has a significant importance in Yahtzee history. And so why am I bringing this up? Because we're going to move on from Joe. And it seems like he's doing very well. He's in his acting bag. I wish him nothing but the best. We're going to move on to Maddie Healy. Because around this time that Taylor was going on her little spree and PR tour trying to demonize Joe and how her relationship with Joe was, she was entangled with an not alleged racist.
Guilty as Sin is about Taylor Swift's inappropriate thoughts while she was still with Joe Alwyn. The opening line, "Drawing in the Blue Nile," sets the scene. Taylor is down and depressed. "He sent me downtown lights." The idea of Maddie pops into Taylor's head. "My boredom's bone deep." In other songs, Taylor has spoken about having silent dinners with Joe because he was resentful about her success. "I dream of cracking locks, throwing my life to wolves or ocean rocks. Crashing into him tonight, he's a paradox." Maddie is good for Taylor. He is also bad for Taylor's career. Many of her fans don't understand him. "I see visions. Am I mad or bad or wise?" She feels guilty about having these thoughts because she's still with Joe. Given away to labored breaths, taken all of me. Her thoughts are now becoming exotic. "My bed sheets are ablaze. I've screamed his name, built up like waves, crashing over my grave without ever touching his skin." In her mind, Taylor is being intimate with Maddie. It's a common theme in this album. Here, just like fresh out of the slammer, Taylor Swift is spending a lot of time with Maddie, but in her imagination.
Brits are going wild over Taylor Swift's reported new boyfriend.
Looks like Taylor Swift is moving on, well, swiftly, with a new guy. The 34-year-old pop star is reportedly madly in love with a British singer named Maddie Healy.
Look who I have next to me.
Hi, they've actually dated in the past. There they are in 2014 when Taylor was spotted rocking out at one of his gigs.
Matthew Timothy Healy, the man in the picture who looks like he doesn't bathe, is an English singer-songwriter and record producer who is the lead vocalist of the pop rock band The 1975. and he was born on April 8th of 1989. This makes him an Aries, y'all, and I done told y'all about Aries men. Some of the most heinous and vile dictators were Aries men. Not only that, I have to mention that there is definitely a connection between Aries and Taurus. I don't know what happens in that equinox, the little cusp that causes the most demented men to come out from that little interval here. Because remember I was talking about April 19th and the Yahtzee movement? Well, Mr. King Yahtzee Adolf, he was born on April 20th, which is during that little cusp moment. Not only that, but Timothy McVeigh, the man who was responsible for the Oklahoma City unaliving, his birthday's on April 23rd during the transition into Taurus season. Most despicable, racist, genocidal maniacs known to man. And now we got Maddie Healy, born at the beginning of April. Eric Harris, the young demon who was responsible for unaliving students at Columbine High School along with Dylan Klebold. He was born on April 9th of 1981, another Aries. Interesting. And Dylan Klebold was born on September 11th, and he was a Virgo, so he is the outlier. Now, I am, again, a woman who likes to look at patterns. So what I will say is that Aries and Taurus men, you got to be on the lookout for them. And of course, I'm not saying all, but I'm just saying that there is a pattern here that we need to kind of look at because it don't make no damn sense. The ones who are into Yahtzee and white hooded activities, they are usually of a certain demographic. Not only that, but they are usually born around a certain time.
For those that don't know, he's actually the lead singer of a band called The 1975. He has two famous parents, Denise Welch. She's on a show called Loose Women in the UK, which is a version of The View. And then Tim Welch, or Tim Healy, who's an actor over there. Like, how would you describe Maddie Healy?
He's sort of been this bad boy figure, which also was crazy for Taylor to be dating because if you think about it, she does have this squeaky clean image and he definitely doesn't. And both of them at different times have sort of swept this situationship under the rug. Right. So I think we have to go all the way back more than a decade ago at this point to look at where he started, which was frontman of the 1975. He's dated women who were pop stars, but different. He dated Halsey. He dated FKA Twigs, so indie girls that were very different than Taylor. Right. And he denied dating Taylor at different times throughout his career.
He sure did. So why don't we get into it? Like, let's go through how they first kind of met, how things kicked off between them. I think, as you said, we have to go all the way back to like 2013. This is the era of Tumblr, the golden age of when everyone was reblogging things. It was like internet gold. And they start noticing themselves, each other on Tumblr, more or less, started liking each other's things and kind of going that way. And I think it was in 2013, Maddie did an interview with Metro where he said, Taylor Swift and Ellie Goulding have been very sweet and tweeted about us. Kaiser Chiefs, Arctic Monkeys, Paramore, Taylor Swift, One Direction, and Rihanna have all asked us to go on tour with them, which is flattering as they're all iconic artists. We just want to write records and play to people who care about them. So this is like the first inkling when we start to really notice that they're taking note of each other. They're catching each other's eyes. They're starting to develop a little bit of a crush, could you say?
I think like a Tumblr crush, an internet crush. And for massive Swifties, some of them believe that maybe this very toxic situationship happened. Then it happened even more than a decade ago because 2014 is when we know that they met. But people think perhaps they started chatting on Tumblr, they started texting, going back to then, because if she did invite him on tour, then obviously there was some kind of conversation going on.
Totally. I mean, she obviously took note of them. I mean, he was cute back then too. I mean, you have to admit he had that like curly hair, that very All-American Rejects-ish look.
Right.
Obviously the British accent. I mean...
Which was what she liked. She was dating Harry Styles, so that was the vibe. It was like bad boy Harry Styles.
Totally. So then I guess we can fast forward. She releases 1989, which is, I think, my favorite album, in October of 2014, and she moves to New York. And this is when she's in her like Taylor Swift heyday New York era. I think she had an apartment down in Tribeca. She was bopping about town. And, you know, things start really picking up at the end of that year. I think it was November 4th, Maddie Healy goes on stage wearing that iconic 1989 shirt. And I think that was like the moment people were like, oh my God, there might actually be something to the two of them.
Right. And then she steps out and she's wearing the 1975 shirt paired with her little mini skirt, which,
so gorgeous. She's making a statement.
Right. To her followers who then are going to go listen to the 1975.
Right. But do you think she's also signaling like, okay, let's start planting the flag that like, I may be with Maddie Healy.
I think this is an interesting time because she's also saying, I'm so tired of these rumors about my love life, but then she's wearing this band shirt that's starting rumors about her love life.
I feel like she knew exactly what she was doing wearing that. And then, you know, on top of that, she starts showing up at 1975 concerts. I think the first one she goes to is with her besties at the time, Ellie Goulding and Selena Gomez.
Yes.
She shows up and it's reported that she hangs backstage with the band and exchanges numbers with Maddie Healy. So, you know, this is a lot of speculation on social media. However, I think this is when we first really get a hint that they're doing more than just being flirty with each other. They're actually kind of starting to make plans to hang out. She's going to his concerts. They're having fun. She's bringing her girlies with her. She's like, look at my new crush, you know?
And he even confirmed in an interview that they had started texting.
Right.
So it's even more than speculation because he's not afraid to say what he at least thinks is going on.
And she's going on Instagram and captioning posts with like lyrics to some of their music, right?
She captions lyrics to the city and says, yeah, you want to find love, then you know where the city is, which will be very important literally 10 years later.
Totally. So then I think, you know, they're wearing each other's clothes. They're like signaling to everyone that they are into it. And then I think one of the big pivotal moments happened here in New York. She goes to Terminal 5 with Karlie Kloss and Lily Aldridge, and people in the audience take this footage of him singing Falling for You.
Yes.
And looking directly at her, and she gets kind of like giddy like a schoolgirl. Right?
Yes, which I have so many thoughts about. First of all, Terminal 5, terrible venue. For her to haul all the
Terminal
way there,
5,
that's dedication.
Memories.
That's love.
Yes, it's true.
That's love for her to do that.
I mean, for those that don't know, it's all the way on the west side. It's like kind of far out there. You have to hike to get there.
Yeah, sound quality not great. So she loves this man at this point.
She does. I mean, she's into it.
And this also comes back around 10 years later because she releases sort of a song that echoes Falling for You, complete with Falling for You is lowercase, and she has her own song called I Want to Get You Back, all lowercase, where she talks about wanting to get back with someone or wanting to get back at someone, and it is a call and response to this song.
Look, speaking of crazy things that happen online, some pretty crazy stuff happened when you and Angus last spoke. Angus is probably going to cry and vomit about this.
So sorry, Maddie.
You made a little admission during the interview. We didn't realise the reaction it was going to have, but we'll play it back for you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Holy new amazing couple alert. Okay, so is Taylor Swift dating the 1975's frontman Matt Healy? Matt told Shazam Top 20. We exchanged numbers. Let's see what happens. A source has revealed Taylor Swift and 1975 frontman Matt Healy have been dating for approximately 2 months now.
2 months?
Sound the alarm, people. Taylor Swift gave her number to the 1975's lead singer, Matt Healy,
all these
in a
accents
recent
as well.
interview with Shazam Top 20. 2020,
Sorry.
Matt opened up about the whole exchange with Swift,
It is
saying,
bloody
quote,
fake.
"We exchanged
It's all
numbers."
fake. It's all a farce.
I'm so sorry because we were chatting. It came up,
Dude,
and then all of a sudden,
you know, man, listen, we were kind of chatting a bit like mates by the end. And then
Yeah.
if your mate had just met Taylor Swift, you're going to ask him about that, right? Because
Yeah.
it's Taylor Swift. Yeah, we met each other. We exchanged numbers in the same way that a lot of people in this kind of world do.
Mm-hmm.
And we spoke occasionally. And then she's the biggest pop star in the world. I'm in Australia. There's no like relationship or anything happening. It's just funny how people really, really buy into that, you know?
Is it all a bit? Is it sincere? Will he ever address it? All of these questions and more will be ignored in the next hour. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 1975.
There was a lot about Maddie Healy, and I don't think anybody ever expected that. Apparently, this was like a 10-year-long situationship that I think kind of just went over everybody's heads. They had previously dated in 2014, and clearly that ended. She started dating Joe, and that went on for 6 years. And then, you know, fresh out the slammer, she's like, who am I going to call? Maddie Healy.
The way they jumped into it so fast, now it totally makes sense that they had all that groundwork, all those years of knowing each other. So when she finally got out of that Joe relationship, it was like, here he is. Oh my God, could it finally be?
Will things work out this time around? Has he changed? No, he hasn't.
He sure did never change. And Taylor knew that. She also knew that he was a Yahtzee. Come on now. There's no way Taylor didn't know about his past and how much of a racist, vile piece of garbage that he not allegedly is, because he's had a whole history of having racist incidents. We are going to read about his controversies. On a February episode of the Adam Friedland Show podcast, Healy, who is white, described how he slid into Ice Spice's DMs and received no response. He can also be heard laughing at jokes that host Friedland and Nick Mullen make about Ice Spice's ethnicity. Ice Spice is Dominican and Nigerian.
Shout out Coldplay, the 1975, obsessed with them.
Ice Spice, you know who that is?
Nick doesn't know who it is.
She's like
one of the Spice Girls.
Yes, that's
she's
right.
like this rapper.
She's the rapper
that
from
has
the Spice
one
Girls.
Inuit Spice Girl. Just this chubby Chinese lady. Yeah, I rap and music. Do they talk like that? Do Inuits talk like that?
They don't talk with a Chinese accent.
They talk like a more Hawaiian style.
Yeah, more Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Welcome to Hawaii.
Yeah. Locals only. Locals only. Coconut.
Yeah, that's what Ice Spice is like.
She's a very attractive woman that released one song and basically
So you slide in your DMs, you're like, so what are you, a fucking Eskimo or something?
Yeah, that's what I was like, you fucking dumb.
Anyway.
Red flag. So because Ice Spice didn't respond to his dirty-footed ass, he decided to laugh about her appearance, as if he wasn't sliding in her DMs. You see how stupid that looks? You and the two dung-faced men that you were laughing and cackling with are making fun of a woman who you were trying to get at. A BuzzFeed article goes into more detail about the missing part of the podcast. But it was another part of the episode, which remains live on YouTube, that courted the most backlash, with Maddie brazenly admitting that he was caught touching himself to Ghetto Gagger's corn after his friends left a party at his house. If you don't know, Ghetto is an extreme website that focuses on the humiliation and degradation of women of color. The site's own description reads, extreme hardcore face effing, ebony hood rats, ghetto double inserting yourself. The site was mentioned incredibly casually on the podcast, while Maddie even remaining blasé, as he recalled the woman in the video being brutalized. The conversation started when Adam said that after leaving a party, a mutual friend named Olive went back inside to collect her water bottle. Adam recalled she went back in and Maddie, like on his phone, then on his 77-inch OLEDs, just got Ghetto Gaggers blaring. 30 seconds after, hang just hardcore All three men laughed at the anecdote, while Maddie corroborating, "You're not exaggerating, it was 30 seconds, like you guys were still waiting outside. She came back in, I was already flustered. I was dressed as a guy who is touching himself, so I had like an untucked shirt, and I think it literally was ghetto on the TV, somebody just getting like harmed." Maddie chortled, going on to make gagging noises to imitate what was going on in the video.
I was already flustered, like I was like dressed as guy who is off, so I had like untucked shirt, and like you said, I think it literally was like ghetto on the TV. It's just somebody just getting like, and it wasn't like some cool sceney New York art girl who was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter." Like it was Little Olive who came in. She's like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah, she like Britishly apologized.
It's just like, and I'm like, "I'm so, it's fine, it's okay."
Well, I mean,
10 minutes would have been fine, but 30 seconds was like,
This insidious, vicious, wicked, repulsive, repugnant, deformed, moldy, maladaptive, genome, musty, funky, stank, strung out, crackhead looking, inbred, foul, monstrous, reptilian, grotesque, crypt-keeping looking ass man. It's always the ones who look like him that have the most audacity. But then women like Taylor keep hyping his ugly ass up. And this is why he is the way he is. Because nobody seems to be able to tell this man that he is a loser. We know that this is nothing new. These stereotypes are rooted in the bodies of black women and women of color have always been seen as commodities and something to be sold and something to be looked at and something to be demonized. And not only that, but something to be sexualized and fetishized. We already know that. Now, the problem is that when you have these beliefs and stereotypes, all it does is it perpetuates more violence. And this is the problem that I have with Taylor, because how dare you talk about women's rights and allyship, and you was crying to your daddy telling me, "I don't want the racist man in office," and yet you were dating and sleeping with one. Red flag. This is what happens when you have no morals and you don't heal. You just deal with anybody. This was the vilest type of man that you could have ever entangled yourself with. But why did you? Was your self-esteem that low? Or did you see yourself in him? Because I have to question your motives and morals. If you could get with somebody who has that type of mindset, that just lets me know that you're perpetuating whatever he stands for and you're in alignment and agreement with it. And this is why GBV is a global issue. It's because people like him and people who support people like him, they find humor in the humiliation of women of color. If you think that because he's doing it to women of color that he won't do it to you, you got another thing coming. Because it starts off with the women of color, just letting y'all know. And then it'll go to every woman. And then you're going to see them crying tears. I never knew he was like that. I had no idea. Knowing damn well he was doing it in the background of women of color. Red flag. Stop acting stupid. It's time to wake up. And we also have to ask ourselves, where did he learn this type of behavior? Because he had to learn it from somewhere. His parents are famous folks. So I'm going to say, and this is my speculation, of course, allegedly, not allegedly, his parents were the upholders of this white hooded rhetoric that he is spewing. I have to look at everybody in his life sideways. Y'all see how he talking reckless and nobody thinks that anything is wrong with it? Of course they don't, because they're going to uphold white hooded behavior and activities. That is what people like him do, and people around him co-sign. So we are just seeing the real Taylor here. I'm being honest.
Oh, well, this is the thing where I'm calling you, because you got an army. You own a country of motherfucking 2 billion people, basically.
I mean, I need to think about it, because I just need to, like, you know, you hear something for the first time and you just need to think about it.
Yeah.
Because it is absolutely crazy. I'm glad it's not mean, though. It doesn't feel mean. But, like, oh my god, the build-up you gave it, I thought it was going to be like, that stupid, dumb bitch. Like, but it's not. So, I don't know. I mean, the launch thing, I think, I think it would be kind of confusing to people, but I definitely think that when I'm asked about it, of course, I'll be like, yeah, I'm his biggest fan. I love that. I think it's hilarious. But I just think about it. You know, the thing about me is like anything that I do becomes like a feminist think piece, and if I launch it, they're gonna be like, wow, like this thing, like they'll just turn it into something that I think if I launch it, it honestly, like I think it'll be less cool, because I think if I launch it, it adds this level of criticism, because having that many followers and having that many eyeballs on me right now, like people are just looking for me to do something dumb or stupid or lame, and it's like almost, I don't know, like I kind of feel like people would try to make it negative if it came from me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I try to be super self-aware about where I am, and I feel like right now I'm like this close to overexposure. That's the part that's gonna kind of, I mean, they're both really edgy, but that's the only thing about that line is that it's like it's just the feminists are gonna come out. But I mean, you don't give a fuck. So.
And that just lets me know that you're all about the bag. Nothing matters to you as long as you make the bottom line. You're gonna feed your fans a bunch of crock shit, but in the background, you don't really believe what you're saying, because nobody who has any type of morals would have ever been with somebody like a Matty Healy.
There's already some controversy going on between Ice Spice, Taylor Swift, and her new boyfriend, Matt Healy. It's King Asante, and let's talk about it. Recently, Ice Spice and Taylor Swift said that they will be dropping a song together. Ice Spice will be hopping on Taylor Swift's song Karma. And as this got announced, people brought up some comments that Taylor Swift's new boyfriend has said. This tweet went pretty viral that says, just learned that Taylor Swift's boyfriend said racist shit about Ice Spice a couple months ago. Taylor Swift's PR team works harder than the devil.
I am a lifelong diehard Swiftie. I literally have Folklore tattooed across my knuckles. And I am like beyond frustrated with her right now, and I can't keep defending her. In 2020, when she dropped the Miss Americana documentary, the whole premise of the documentary was her finding her voice and how she was going to be and pledging to be ready to speak up the next time she was needed. And she is very much fucking needed right now. A lot of people in the fandom have been defending her, saying, well, you know, it's not fair for us to be expecting her to like throw herself into controversy when like it could have upset her mental health. And then she goes and dates someone who literally on a podcast 3 months ago said that they enjoy watching torture porn of black women. She very clearly is not afraid of controversy. She is choosing and seeking out controversy. She just doesn't want to stand up for marginalized people.
I'm tired of these microaggressions. So tonight, this goes out to a white man that watches ghetto and mocks Asian people on a podcast. He also owns my masters. I've had it now.
Everything I have learned about this man has been against my will. And this is coming from like the biggest Swiftie. Where did he come from? Can he just go away? So I knew that Matty Healy is problematic and has made disgusting racist comments. But I am just now finding out through the comments on my TikTok what he said about Ice Spice. So if you're like me and you had no idea, let's talk about it. I believe this was in February. He did a podcast where he was saying stuff like this about Ice Spice. Inuit Spice Girl, this chubby Chinese lady, like what? Just shut up. He later apologized during a show saying, I just feel a bit bad. I'm kind of sorry if I offended you. Well, it's not like I'm sorry I did these things or said these things or I don't mean these things. It's like I'm sorry that you are offended. It's just shut up.
Sorry if I've offended you, and like Ice Spice, I'm sorry.
I love Taylor Swift and will defend her with all of my heart, but this needs to be over. This needs to be done. I'm sorry.
At this point, this dude really just loves the attention and loves to gaslit people. He's just a turd. He was asked by Rolling Stone on like a follow-up to the article regarding him apologizing for what he said about Ice Spice, basically saying that nobody's sitting there at night slumped at their computer and their boyfriend comes over and goes, "What's wrong, darling?" And they go, "It's just this thing with Matt Healy. That doesn't happen." He continued, "If it does, you're either deluded or you are, sorry, a liar. You're either lying that you are hurt or you're a bit mental for being hurt. It's just people going, oh, there's a bad thing over there. Let me get as close to it as possible so you can see how good I am." And I kind of want them to do that because they're demonstrating something on so base level. What? Dude, you were xenophobic to a black woman. Not only that, but you talk about how you fetishize watching torture porn that feature black women. And you think people are just jumping on the bandwagon just because it is 2023, motherfucker. What is wrong with you? Honestly, how do we go from Joe Alwyn to this?
Some of you guys don't want to remember, but I'm here to remind you. Taylor Swift dated this guy in 2023. Matty Healy is the lead singer of the 1975, and he's done some downright disgusting things. He did this in 2020 and apparently does it before or during a number of their shows. In February 2023, he made some very derogatory comments about Ice Spice, which eventually got the podcast episode that he was guesting on removed from Apple and Spotify. And during the same episode, he talked about how he likes to gratify himself to videos of black women who are humiliated and demoralized. And he and Taylor did not officially start being seen with each other until, I think, like May of 2023. So this was out there. He has mocked the Irish by calling them simple. He has defamed women just kissing random girls from his audience on stage. And this was all happening or had happened before he and Taylor got together. Now, there's one more picture from Katy Perry's birthday party that I think you guys should see. It's from 2009. And what's on this gentleman's t-shirt? I'm going to block it out somehow because it's, well, I think you can guess what kind of symbol it is. TMZ even picked up on this back in 2009, and the rep came through with an update and said she took pictures with so many people that night she couldn't possibly see what they were wearing. I'm sorry. My point being, for a woman who is a role model, and I think she's a great role model, and I think she speaks out about a lot of stuff that needs to be spoken to, but I can't take any of that seriously if things like this keep cropping up. It becomes an illusion, and she just becomes another girl with a guitar who got a lucky break.
I think it's a racist thing to say, oh, fuck. So like Chinese people, right?
After a few months of being out and about with his racist ass, Taylor decided to break up with him.
Matty Healy back on stage with his band 1975 in Vienna after he and Taylor Swift broke up. So he's like wearing an eye patch, smoking a cigarette. He was drinking out of a flask on stage. This is the opposite of what we saw when he was with Taylor.
So they were only like officially dating for like a month or so. It was like the quickest
rebound. Yeah, it's rebound.
Well, I mean, I hope the guy's doing okay. You know, it looks like he's on a bender. You know.
Oh, don't worry, because not only does he have the support of his friends, as he mentioned on stage,
And I've not been online, but what I have been with is with my boys.
he's also got the love of Taylor's fans.
All the Taylor Swift fans hate him so much, they call him Ratty Healy.
Would you rate your Taylor diss track compared to the 30 others?
My diss track.
Yeah, Taylor's new song.
I haven't really listened to that much of it, but I'm sure it's good. What this moment is making me realize I'm probably the best songwriter of my generation. The best, what do we say, a poet, ladies and gentlemen, is what I am. Generational wordsmith. And I just wanted to remind you, you know, what this moment is making me realize I'm probably the best songwriter of my generation. The best, what do we say, a poet, ladies and gentlemen, is what I am.
Of course, Taylor Swift called him a tortured poet in her album, The Tortured Poets Department. It just felt kind of pointed, like he had Taylor on the brain. Honestly, I would kind of just be lying if I made a record about all the stuff that was said about me or my casual romantic liaisons. That's an obvious thing to draw from, and I'm just not interested in it. The idea of making a record about something that personally happened to me that by the time I put it out is gonna be like 2 years old. I see people doing that as well, and it's not interesting. It just feels like he's talking about Taylor. Maybe he's talking about a lot of things. Maybe Matty doesn't have Taylor on the brain. Maybe I have Taylor on the brain, but it just sounds like he's talking about Taylor. Anyway, here's the worst one in my opinion. Someone commented on a TikTok of a 1975 song and said, this is about Taylor. Now, I will say, Swifties, we can be a little much sometimes. But Matty, for some reason, decided to respond, and he said, no, it's not. I've never written a song about a real person. That's hack and cheap.
This man has even had beef with Azealia Banks. Yes, that Azealia Banks, the loudmouth rapper. She even warned Taylor about dating Maddie Healy. Boy, I tell you, black women, we are out here doing the Lord's work. They don't appreciate us, y'all. Azealia, you should have just kept your mouth shut. Taylor did not want to be saved, sis. You should have saved your energy for somebody else. But anywho, let's read what she wrote to Taylor. Asterisk. Retired supermodel girlfriend Taylor. This guy is gonna give you scabies. He's not on the level of powerful puss you worked hella hard to build. So many much cooler people in music to work with. You should really tap James Mercer from the Shins. James Mercer is honestly one of the best lyricists ever. Yes! Taylor Swift with quote-unquote Black Wave, quote-unquote Australia by the Shins vibes is the tea, sis. This dude is a full incel. You cannot be letting him climb the rich white coochie mountain, sis. Oh Lord, Azealia was telling nothing but the truth. Sis was right where she wanted to be. Right up under him. Under this man who looks like he's infested with something. Now let's get into Azealia and Maddie Healy's most explosive controversy. Azealia Banks sends cease and desist letter to Maddie Healy demanding $1 million in damages. The letter comes after swirling tension between the two singers as a result of an online feud. All right, let's read about it. Azealia Banks on Sunday shared a copy of a cease and desist notice sent to Maddie Healy by her legal team, demanding a public apology from the 1975 singer, as well as a request for a $1 million settlement. The letter comes after swirling tension between the two singers, which began earlier this week when Healy reactivated his ex, formerly Twitter account. We're going to read all of the tweets in their entirety, and then we're ready to pack this man up. Him, his mama, his daddy, everybody around him. We packing them right up. Azealia decided to hop onto Twitter to kind of share her thoughts on Charlie SEX. I guess she was on her mind. And she tweeted, "Charlie used to be so pretty. Boy, I swear them way-ho GAYs be having the girls questioning themselves. Meanwhile, they all scraping K off a cookie sheet, eating cold Basanova and sharing panties. Tuh. At the time, Charlie XCX was dating Maddie's bandmate instead of minding his damn business. But for some reason, he decided to wear his cape and jump into the fray because, you know, he likes to fight women, allegedly." He responded, "Azealia, you seem to have a blind spot when it comes to your reads. All the women you attack seem to be culturally relevant, attractive, divisive, and nice people. I think this makes you jealous because you're so talented, but everything else about you is a failure. Just rap, bro." Notice how he used the microaggressive language of bro, acting like she's a man, right? Okay, so you want to nuck and buck with a woman acting like she's a man? Oh, she gonna rough you up like a man. So Azealia responded, "That B word looked like Frankenstein to me. You both look like you share needles, LMAO." She was talking about his fiance. Somebody decided to accept this man's proposal. These women have no type of self-esteem. I don't understand in 2025 why women are still getting with these hateful ass demonic men. It never makes sense to me. And then they'll be the first one crying as soon as something goes down. So now the white hooded antics jumped out because, you know, how dare she disrespect him online, even though he should have minded his own business. So now he tweeted and then says double down. "And I said what the F I said. Charlie has horrible effing plastic surgery. Period. Do something. I know you think your life is some episode of The Library is Open, but I am not the one. Talk to me like that. I'm not gonna side-eye you at an awards due. I'll effing slap you so hard I'll get a Guinness World Record for the highest a rat some B-word calls a wig has ever flown." Red flag. First thing he does is what? Talk about violence. And this is why joking about, oh, he was just doing dark humor. It's not that serious. Why don't you let him slap you up and slap your mama up? How about that? Because it's not fun when it's on the other side, is it? But because it's against black women, somehow it's acceptable. Then he followed up with, "And on that point, if I see one little ish bag Twitter barista say one thing about my Gabby ever, I will use my mental illness to full effect and I will dox and F you up. I'm so over pretending to have different standards online because it's not real. Well, a effing slap is. Now, this man must have not known that Azealia is a Gemini. She's an air sign. If he thought she was going to take this and not say nothing, he had another thing coming. Let the crash out commence. We know sis is going to be diabolical with it. So she tweeted, what type of pussy N-word goes online and incriminates himself this way? LMFAO. A man could slap the ish out of Gabby and you wouldn't do a damn thing. You're too busy kissing men on stage for clout. Oh, Lord. Then she tweeted in response to his comment about slapping her, yes, pay me. And then he responded, nah, for real. I was just trying to match your vibe. I'm scared now. I'm sorry, bro. I was just sticking up for my mates. I'm not tough, LOL. Then sis tweeted, F your mates, honestly. This is like the third time you've come out of your face spewing violence, specifically towards black women. Brutalized PORN. Ice Spice. Now you're threatening to slap me and think a small apology will suffice? Then she continued and said, B-word gonna look real crazy on camera when her face is rearranged, effing crackheads. And I might just kick your B-word face in too, just for good measure. I've really had enough of dumb-ass white people thinking it's playtime. Wanna act hood? I'll show you what that hood is about, bitch-ass blank. Then she tweeted, LMAO, N-word might not get their head caved in. This little white boy think he's tough and talking about just rap, bro. LMAO, well, effing C. Now, y'all can read the top portion of this tweet. I'm not going to read that. It seems very weird to me, so I'm not reading it. But the bottom says, LMAO, Matt was just looking for an opportunity to very mildly prod at me because Taylor dumped him after I pointed out how inappropriate it was for her to be dating a homosexual heroin addict. LOL, he'll be all right. The next tweet is very vile, so I'm not going to read it out loud. Y'all gonna pause to read this one. Oh boy, the next one is a long drag. Okay. Then she continued and said, LMAO, if Maddie Healy is going to be a disheveled heroin addict, please draw some more up in the needle and give me 2005 Kings of Leon Raz levels of twisted jaw realness. Fake ass wanna be disturbed N-word. You're not deep, LMFAO. And if 1975 is giving pop music or whatever, give us something catchy like Rooney's I'm Shaking. F. Give me hot heat bandages. Give me the Cribs, another number. Cold War kids, hang me up to dry. Give me something other than that boring ass UNICEF music that you can barely perform live. N-word, you're sweating too hard and being too outrageous for you to have 0-star quality. His ass could never give. I believe in a thing called love, levels of vocal dexterity and falsetto. He can't hit the are you gonna be my girl jet vocal fry. He is serving absolutely nothing. The B word, Gabrielle, can actually serve. What the F is she doing with him? Girl, these real N-words are not gonna want a piece of P word that Does Bunny had his PP in. B better quit while she ahead and go give top model because he is reducing her to influencer. She better be smart like Taylor and protect her brand. If he 35 and his teeth look like that and he has gray hair already, is giving cellular oxidation, mama. Move along cause y'all obviously getting high together. That N-word is a effing bird. He better not ever speak on the queen again. Them teeth are too brown and you've done too many drugs for your music to be so trash. Music is not for you, N-word. LMFAO, the 1975 press shots are not giving stars. It's giving basic Mitch matched white boys. Them N-words so trash. LMAO, who is this N-word with the blonde Caesar? An N-word nobody knows. Y'all, she wasn't done. I done told y'all she's a Gemini. My goodness, the rant is endless. Somebody needs to take his behind to the Humane Society and you effing parvo infected stray dog. That mother effer has heartworms. My God. Oh my God. Ground worms, fleas, ticks, and he needs a monthly frontline. Teeth are brown and rotting with necrosis at the root. Those teeth are failing N-word. That vocal is failing N-word. You kissing N-words in the PP and kissing your B-word in the mouth. Real dope head-ish. Trying to be edgy, but about to get your entire band sued and banned from everything. Talking about you like PORN, where black women are getting brutalized. I like PORN, where white men get effed in every hole, then shot in the butthole. Ooh, Lord, y'all gonna read that. Whoa, she went dark here, y'all. Okay, we not gonna go too far here. Y'all gonna read the rest. My goodness, Azealia. you have no type of end. She is the epitome of when they go low, you take them to the deepest part of hell. Then she continued, y'all. LMFAO, wait, where is that trash behind SNL performance? This mush head N-word was mad because I recognize Sierra's 1-2 step. Like, you effing violent. This B-word so pussy, he deleted all the DMs of him laughing at that trash SNL performance and laughing at me clowning the ish out of Charlie. This N-word Matt literally agreed she's garbage and was jonesing all in my DM. Like, oh, you're actually so nice and fun. We should be friends. LMAO, I swear these white people have no rhyme or reason. He don't give a F about Charlie. It's Azealia Banks. All the boys wish they could be close to. These N-words just want to smell my pussy and chew my tampon. Literal dogs. So I guess those lashings were more than enough, and Matt had to come with his tail tucked between his legs. And he apologized by tweeting, guys, I don't have the right kind of intelligence / emotional maturity, etc. for social media. I literally just end up saying stuff that immediately regret, etc. I'm actually just gonna stick to music because I'm good at that. Having manic episodes on Twitter at 35 is kind of pathetic. Nah, I cannot be saying I'm gonna hit a girl. That's insane. I'm sorry. You just can't keep being so mean about my mates, my misses. It's really hurtful. Gets me well defensive. No, but we should actually sort this out on the remix at Azalea's lace wig. Then he continued and wrote, love you guys. What a bad day. I really let myself down. I have worked so hard to move past these impulsive, self-destructive, and honestly quite volatile outbursts I have. I'm constantly making trouble for myself for no reason. I come back to social media after depressive episodes, which is not an excuse because I often become sober. So as an addict, when I'm not using, I pick up social media, my new way of consuming and changing how I feel. I just feel dreadful about how I acted violent. I think Azealia and all obviously flawed people and all deep down have a heart, and I hate that I have contributed to her mental fragility. She's a human. This cultural discourse has become so violent in general. I don't want to act like I regret who I am or who I have been. But to be honest, at this point, I feel gross even having said anything negative ever about anything if it's contributed to this culture. I'm not here saying this because I feel bullied and scared. I'm embarrassed, man, and I'm sad. And I want this 1975 world to be dreamy and wonderful again, not some Black Mirror episode about being a effing hipster. I hope to put as much work into our need and desire for altruism and understanding and love as I have about the dangers of becoming an internet lunatic. Red flag again. This man knows that he got drugged. He was embarrassed because people were not on his side. Azealia Banks has nothing to lose. I'm glad you learned your damn lesson. Ever since then, he been real quiet. And he has never messed with another Black woman ever again. Azealia responded to his heartfelt apology by saying the following. Stick up for these jibs, dear. They look like White Castle burger onions. It's clear you do not floss enough. Don't use the right toothpaste. Should quit cigs. And you wait till after coffee to brush your teeth. Your gums look inflamed like early signs of gingivitis. You must brush your teeth first thing in the AM because morning breath is not a result of having closed mouth all night. It's actually the refuse from what your heart detoxes while you sleep. Hence plaque being a factor in atherosclerosis. When you drink hot coffee on morning breath, as I can see you do, you slurp the detox right back down. Use Plaque's pre-brush rinse, Listerine, Ultra Clean Floss as it will not lacerate your gums. Sensodyne, Pronamel Gentle Whitening, Crest, and Colgate are abrasive, making it easier for your teeth to turn yellow. A Philips electric toothbrush and a water pink flosser. You should really work on these teeth and try to hydrate a little bit more. You look like your spit is salty. Best. Now, sis, you ain't had to do him like that because, you know, it could be a genetic thing. Prince Charles got the same teeth, y'all. I don't know what it is. And that was the end of that. We are going to wrap Matty Healy right up and send him packing where he belongs. I wish him nothing but the worst. Continuing. After listening to 3 parts of this case study, I'm sure you all know what Taylor's about to do next. Because sis never lets her coochie breathe. Not for too long anyways. So after a few weeks of being saddened by the breakup, of her and Maddie's relationship, she decided to find comfort in the arms of a tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, y'all, we're finally at the part where we could talk about Taylor and Travis. Stay tuned for the conclusion of this case study.